Welcome to Bracket Bastards. Welcome to Bracket Bastards, the podcast. We take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more and banter our way down to a winner. I am your host this week, the inventor of the banana in the tailpipe scheme, and this is...
Yo, it's the Black Mamba. Welcome back. I haven't been here for a while, and I really appreciate being right behind Freddie on this one. So thank you.
And I'm Kevin from the Mod Squad Network and back to the Retro Review. And this is...
We have a new guest this week. Kaya has joined us. Really random events throughout life. I have a tendency to promote the show as much as I can. And Kaya is somebody that I ran into in my hometown, happens to have a podcast by him of his own. And this is him. Kaya.
Yep, Mr. Making My Mark, Reality of Entertainment, either one works. I also co-host another channel, so again, I love to be on these podcasts. So
you have a wrestling podcast too, if I remember right.
Yep.
Okay, which I always found funny with him because for all the non-wrestling fans out there, the name Mark is always used for somebody who kind of thinks wrestling is real. In a way, not real, but like they're the type of fans that you want to have are marks for business. So having that name just makes it super appropriate.
I've been told that a lot. So
last up on this entire board, not a wrestling fan, Sharon.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I am your Swedish connection, Sharon, coming to you from Malmo, Sweden, where it is a little bit later at night than what it is for the rest of you bastards. And I do a lot of various and sundry internet radio under the name of the Viking Diaries. So lovely to be here. Let's do some Eddie Murphy.
Pretty sure you need his consent for that. By the way, everybody out there, she's talking about it being late over where she's at. It is 2:20 as we record currently. Over there, it is a 7-hour difference. So she's going to be tired tomorrow when it comes to this. Let's get this started. We're talking to Eddie Murphy, as she happened to say. There's a couple rules, a couple lifelines and stuff like that on the show. I'm voting today, as you can tell. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the screen. So Pass the Parcel is not in play. You're going to have to check that out on a different show. We do, however, have the oldie but goodie. We have Blowing a Load. We vote round robin style on here, as always. So if you are one of the first people to go, I don't want to be one of the first people to go, you can blow your load. Things are going last. If somebody else blows their load after you, you are no longer going last. You're going directly before them, and so on and so forth. If everybody blows their load in the same turn, it's known as a Bukkake episode. We've had that happen multiple times. Well, multiple times now. It's about 3 times or so over the 150 episodes we've done. So this is the start of season 6. The other one is, of course, the steal a vote, as named by Q's, the ultimate bastard move. One time during this show, up into and including the quarterfinal matchups, you can steal somebody's vote as long as they are going after you. If somebody blew their load, their vote is still active, so keep that in mind as well. I start this one off, and I'm kind of pissed that I made the board the way it is. I wasn't planning on voting today. We did have a cancellation, so sorry to that person for missing the show. We have Shrek 1 versus Shrek 2. I know, I am a dick. I wasn't planning on voting today. So like my entire thing was to piss as many people off as I could.
We're off to a flying start.
Yeah. I prefer.
A tear kind of shed on that one.
I know. I prefer. To quote Dre, just because you're older doesn't mean you're better. However, with the exception of Puss in Boots and Shrek 2, I think Shrek 1 is far better. Just because it was such a anomaly of a movie during that time. Nobody was doing stuff like this. There were so many adult jokes. One of the reasons I love the show Bluey as well, because Bluey has so many adult jokes in the show, especially for a show that's kind of meant for toddlers type thing. And I think Shrek does that, but it just so it's still one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies of all time. Mike, is it Shrek 1 or Shrek 2?
Shrek 1 has one of my favorite quotes, which is so stupid, but it's, I like that boulder. That is a nice
Not
boulder.
Boulder.
So yeah, I'm going Shrek 1. The OG.
That was almost the quote for today, the entire end quote that I had. So I chose a different one. Kevin, Shrek 1, Shrek 2.
It's a tough one, but it's Shrek 1 because it started everything off.
Shrek 1 wins the day off of this. Kaya, is it Shrek 1 or Shrek 2?
Gosh, the innuendos on Shrek 1 is very iconic, but I will go with Shrek 2. I like the casting on there. There's a few new characters, whatnot. The soundtrack is also really good. Not saying Shrek 1 doesn't have a good soundtrack, but I think I'm going to be the only one here at Shrek 2.
Shrek 2 gets a vote. Sharon finishes out. Is it Shrek 1 or Shrek 2?
I was absolutely right. He's going to be the only one who voted for Shrek 2. I am Shrek 1 all the way. I think it was so cleverly done. There were so many they were grown-up jokes. There were things that you were following along as an adult, and it was equally charming to children, but just as entertaining for grown-ups, which was good because I know a lot of grown-ups that were forced by their children to watch this film over and over and over again. So yeah, for me, Shrek 1 all the way. And Eddie was fantastic. He set the bar really high with that.
I think Shrek 1 is probably the most quotable movies of all time.
Yeah.
It just is. When I want to insult somebody who's trying to kind of be management, but they're not management, they're just kind of a dick at work. I'm like, well, men of your stature come in short supply. Type thing.
And for breakfast, I'm making waffles.
Waffles.
Ooh, that was
Mike.
good.
Mike, is it Dr. Dolittle 1 or Dr. Dolittle 2?
Jesus Christ.
It's the first one. I
Mean.
thought the second one kind of wasn't very good. And so, yeah, I'll go with the first one. It's a good movie. It's something that I've watched again a few times. But, yeah, the first Dr. Dolittle.
It gets a vote, Kevin.
So this is only the second matchup, and I'm sensing a pattern.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and they're all on one side.
Okay. Oh, that's gonna be tough coming up too. So I'm gonna go with Dr. Dolittle 1. Dr. Dolittle 2 was ass. It was garbage.
Yeah.
I really wanted
Okay.
to say that, but I'm just glad he did it. So
I'm about to on my turn. Trust me.
I'm going to go with the first one, and even the newer one with Robert Downey Jr. was weird. And John Cena played a bear. He was Yoshi or whatever his name was. That was kind of a little bit odd too. But yeah, I'm going Dolittle 1.
Dolittle 1 gets a vote. Sharon.
I'm gonna be really boring, and I also felt that the Dr. Dolittle number 1 was far superior to Dr. Dolittle number 2. But of course, I'm probably the only one in this crew that actually remembers the original Dr. Dolittle.
yep,
Did you watch it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
So, but in terms of an Eddie Murphy film, I would have to say Doc would get my vote here.
And I'm going to go with Dr. Dolittle 1 as well. I think Dr. Dolittle 2 is one of the worst instances of nepotism out there. Because if I remember right, Dr. Dolittle 2 is actually Eddie Murphy's daughter. And this is not the John Cena version, as you were saying, or the Robert Downey Jr. version. That's a completely different thing. I don't think Eddie Murphy's even in that movie. Dr. Dolittle 2, which Eddie Murphy is in that movie. It's it's a movie that should not have been made, in my personal opinion. So I'm glad it goes. I'm glad it loses on a sweep to Dr. Doolittle. Kevin starts this one off. I'm not exactly sure which one of these you're going to hate more, so I'm going to give you this one. Is it Nutty Professor 1 or Nutty Professor 2?
I didn't like either one of these movies, to tell you the truth.
What?
But yeah, it's Nutty Professor 1.
Get to vote, Kaya.
I've only seen the first one, so you can only vote for the one you've seen.
Sharon.
Hercules.
Yeah, I have to go. I just in general tend to be with very rare exception. I tend to be let down by sequels. I very rarely will find a sequel that I think is equal to or surpasses the original, and that's certainly the case here for me. So I got to go with the one.
Get to vote. I'm going to give it a. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, despite the fact that there was some decent cast in that film, in Dr. Dolittle too. I mean, Steve Zahn is in there. I really like Steve Zahn in a lot of stuff. Lisa Kudrow had a small role in that, but for whatever reason, it just didn't. It didn't do anything for me.
Again, nepotism. That's why. Nutty Professor, though, I'm going to go with the first one as well. I'm going to agree with Sharon on this one. I'm not a huge fan of sequels. There's a couple sequels that are better than the original one. I think Toy Story 2 is better than Toy Story 1.
Terminator.
Back to the Future 2. Terminator is a really good example of it, but Terminator 1 had such a small budget that they
Right.
couldn't really do a lot with it. So I
Kind of
kind of
fair
give
and
them the
unfair.
benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Like the budget for Terminator 2 was like 10 times the amount of Terminator 1. So I kind of give them that. However, Nutty Professor 2 is just nowhere near. I can't think of a single thing from. The only thing I can think of from Nutty Professor 2 is where, and this is not a good thing, is where the entire scene where you see Grandma naked on the porch. Yeah, it's you don't actually see her naked. Of course, it's Eddie Murphy. Props to Eddie Murphy, by the way, playing like 7 different characters in a single movie.
True.
Like that's mad respect to that one. Nutty Professor gets my vote.
True.
Mike, finish this out. Is it Nutty Professor 1 or 2?
Nutty Professor 2 tried too hard. Nutty Professor 1 I thought was honestly pretty decent. It has pretty good rewatchability with either the grandma saying, "I'm going to stick this up the crack of your ass," or just the farting scene. It's like slapstick comedy, I get, but like just the whole thing. Like, yes, I can. Cameo by Richard Simmons. I thought it was pretty good. I'd give it at least a B for comedy wise. And especially in the 90s when you had the time of Tommy Boy, all that stuff. So, yeah, definitely the first one.
All right. The first setup that we do not have 1 versus 2 going up, and Kaya starts us off. Kaya, is it Beverly Hills Cop 3 or 48 Hours?
I've actually not seen either one of these.
I don't blame you.
Is this the moment to where I can blow my load here?
You can, yeah, if you want.
I guess that's perfect moment.
All right, Kaya decided to blow his load on this one, which means Sharon starts us off. Sharon, is it Beverly Hills Cop 3 or 48 Hours?
48 Hours is the first time I actually remember seeing Eddie Murphy in what would be kind of a semi-dramatic role. I mean, he was funny.
It was his first
Eddie
movie.
Murphy.
It was his first movie, yeah.
Okay, that must be why. And I knew him from being a 19-year-old kid on Saturday Night Live, and Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood and all that stuff. And I remember being so really pleasantly surprised by his performance in that film. And I also at that time was kind of a bit of a Nick Nolte fan, so I got to give it to 48 Hours for sure.
gets a vote. I'm gonna go for 48 hours as well. It's kind of one of those things. I appreciate actors expanding what they do and what they're known for. However, 48 hours being his first role, it's the exact opposite. It's what he originally did and then switched to comedy. But looking back on it, you look at a comedian going for serious. Granted, he did do stand up and stuff like that before. Like Eddie Murphy Raw is still one of my favorite movies that I cannot put on here because it's not technically a movie. It's a stand up special. Although it was sent out to multiple theaters, which is my justification for it, but I was told no. 48 hours, however, will be getting my vote. I don't remember watching Beverly Hills Cop 3. I don't remember getting through halfway the first of Beverly Hills Cop 1. So, probably why I didn't watch the third one. Mike, 48 hours, Beverly Hills Cop 3.
2,880 minutes. I just had to do the math. And then
he was like drawing in the air.
it's like the spelling bee when they're doing it on the hand. Honestly, because I respect a comedy actor like Jim Carrey doing like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, even Truman Show, stuff like that. I really do respect a comedy actor doing more of a serious role, and so I'll go with 48 hours too. And obviously, there's some light coming down in my face, so I'm gonna try to fix that.
Jim Carrey and number 23.
The Majestic.
Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, and the house movie.
Van Wilder.
No, fuck. What is that movie? It's about
Full House with John Stamos.
no. It's about a murderous house. It's a fucking remake. It's just
Haunted
The
Mansion.
Haunting in Connecticut.
no. Fuck it. It don't matter. It's gonna. It's about a house up in fucking New
Monster
York too.
House.
No, it's see, fucking Harvey's gonna kill me. I can't fucking say it because he used to live up there, and yeah, whatever.
Amityville Horror.
Thank you, Amityville Horror. He did the remake of that one, and that was freaking fantastic. There's a whole bunch of comedy actors out there that just kind of breach out every once in a while. Robin Williams
Oh yeah.
has done a whole bunch of non-comedy stuff. 1 hour photo, Insomnia, stuff like that. There's just
What was the one-
it's always fun to watch it.
What was
World's
the one where
Greatest
he was like
Dad
a
was
Buddhist?
Well, he was a
Wait,
Buddhist.
No, not Buddhist, but What Dreams May Come. When he like, there's like different. It was like painting and stuff.
Yeah.
What Dreams May Come. That was really good.
But yeah, I appreciate that too. Kevin, Beverly Hills Cop 3 or 48 hours.
While I love the Beverly Hills Cop franchise, I do actually like all 4 movies. No, there's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Reggie Hammond. 48 hours.
Reggie.
That bar scene, man.
That was
it's the
freaking
best.
the best ever. It was awesome.
Oh my god. Yep. Worth the whole film, really.
40 hours gets to vote. It will be moving on about that. Kaya, finish us out. Is 48 hours or Beverly Hills Cop 3?
I guess 48 hours.
Move on in a third sweep in a row. Sharon starts this one off.
Uh-oh.
Going
Pressure.
back in time on this one, is it Trading Places or The Golden Child?
No, fuck you, Freddie. Fuck.
Those are both really good films, and of course you would put them up against each other. I loved him in Trading Places. That whole, I mean, you know, he was Eliza Doolittle, not Dr. Doolittle, but Eliza Doolittle in that film, going from a man on the street to a very successful. What was he, a broker, or no? He was selling.
He was a stockbroker, yeah.
He was a stock, yeah. And Jamie Lee Curtis did a nice turn in that film. I got to go with Trading Places.
Trading Places gets a nod. I'm gonna go with Trading Places as well. I kind of want to see a matchup between Trading Places, like not a matchup. I wanted to see Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy trade places. Have Eddie Murphy in the movie Brewster's Millions,
Mhm.
and have Richard Pryor in Trading Places. That's what I want to see, because like I think those two roles has been the kind of miscast on that very small margin. But Trading Places gets my vote. Mike, Trading Places, Golden Child.
I'm going to go with Trading Places, and I would like to just at that time give a shout out to James Earl Jones for that one. So I believe he was in that, was he?
No.
No,
I thought I
Dan
saw
Aykroyd.
something.
Dan
Give
Aykroyd was
credits
in.
for that. Well, anyway, I'm going to give it up to Trading Places.
gets the third vote off of that one. Kevin.
I truly love both of these movies. I quote Golden Child way more than I quote Trading Places, but I'm gonna give it to Trading Places. It's a better movie. The CGI at the end of the Golden Child kind of ruined the movie, makes it lesser of a movie, and Trading Places had Jamie Lee Curtis breasts, so I'm gonna go for the. I'm always going to go for the titties.
On that note, Kaya, finish this out. Is it Trading Places or Golden Child?
This is another one of them that I don't think I've seen either or like seen both in full, but I'm gonna go Trading Places just because of the cast of Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, Bill Cobbs is another one. So
Highly suggest you see them both. Highly.
Rest in peace, Bill Cobbs, by the way. Like, that happened recently. Speaking of that, Bill Cobbs and the rest in peace. At the end of this year, as always, we do a memorial show. I've been creating a list, which is upstairs, I believe, of people who have died this year, and I'm in somewhere in the 30s right now.
Oh wow.
People of names that I recognize,
Carl
and I
Weathers.
always ask other people on the show too, because there's probably going to be people there that people who have died this year that I don't really recognize, because I'm not into certain sports, or I'm not into certain stuff like that. So name value wise, that's why we have other people on that show, not just me. And if you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome to. It's a simple, just kind of a remembrance of the people who made us laugh and cry and pay the fuck attention. So Trading Places moves on 5 to.
It was Robert Earl Jones. I'm so sorry. I was so close. He was in the movie. My bad. I was.
Next up, we have Vampire in Brooklyn versus. Yeah, so did I.
I forgot that was a thing.
We have Vampire in Brooklyn or Bowfinger.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go with Bowfinger, dude. This is I was saying before that there's funny movie, there's funny serious movie, then there's funny stupid movie. Bowfinger is a funny stupid movie. Like, it's almost slapstick comedy, but it's not slapstick comedy. I feel sorry for like the way it panned out. That movie did not do as well as it should have, but it's my kind of film, so I'm gonna go with Bowfinger on this one. Mike.
What was Bowfinger and what?
Vampire in Brooklyn.
What the heck is that?
It's about a vampire in Brooklyn.
You know what? Sure. That sounds great. Sounds like, what was it, the vampire thing with Lincoln? We'll just go with the vampire for... Gosh dang, I don't know. I'll go vampire. Just keep it interesting.
It's not a bad movie. It's not. It's one of those stupid movies too, but it's not a bad movie. Kevin, is it Vampire in Brooklyn or Bowfinger?
Bowfinger for sure.
It's a vote, Kaya.
Bowfinger.
Gets another one. Sharon, finish this off. Is it Bowfinger Vampire in Brooklyn?
I have to admit, I have not seen Vampire in Brooklyn. So
You're not missing much.
okay. Well, then maybe there's a good reason for that. So I did enjoy the goofiness of Bowfinger. So I would give I'm comfortable and confident giving that one a vote.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch Bowfinger. I haven't watched it in such a. Vampire in Brooklyn does not deserve a rewatch. I agree with that. However, Bowfinger, like I need to go find it somewhere where the hell it's at and rewatch it because it's
That's
been
Steve Martin too, right?
yeah. It's been probably a solid 20 years since I've seen that movie. So it's just Bowfinger moves on 4-1 to the next round. Mike starts us off. Mike, is it I Spy or Mulan?
What was the second one? You said Mulan?
It's Mulan and I Spy.
Go Mulan. Easy.
Mulan gets a vote. Kevin.
Yeah, Mulan. He's a very good voice actor, by the way, Eddie Murphy. So Mulan.
Gets a vote. Kaya.
Mulan.
Sharon.
Geez, are we going to give this one a sweep?
It's up to you.
He's an extraordinary voice actor, actually, and I'm not a big animation person, but I really appreciate the work that Eddie Murphy has done in all of the animated things that he has done, and I would give this one to Mulan also.
And I will be giving it a sweep. The entire dishonor on you and dishonor on your cow has been said so many times in this show alone. Like, it's just, oh my goodness. We're doing a Disney Sidekicks bracket next week, and I really wish Mushu would go far in that one. It's just going to be. I kind of wish Donkey was in there too, but unfortunately, Shrek is
it's the same thing.
Shrek is not it's not a Disney movie, unfortunately, but Mushu is just fantastic. I love it. Mulan moves on 5-0 to the next round. Kevin helps finish out the first half of round one. Is it Imagine That or Meet Dave?
Okay, this may be the first matchup where I've seen neither.
I agree with you. I've seen neither one of these either.
So I'm going to go with, you know what? Dave is a nice guy. We'll go with Dave.
Dave gets a vote. Dave's not here. Kaya, Meet Dave. Imagine That.
I'm gonna do Imagine That. I actually seen that around COVID time when that started. I was watching crap ton of movies. I actually watched Dr. Dolittle 1 and 2 for the first time during that period. So
Oh, cool.
It is a tie game. Sharon.
I haven't seen either one of these movies either, and I think part of that is that they were both kind of science fiction-y kind of based, which is never at top of my genre, even though they were kind of goofy. But in doing a little bit of research pre-show, I looked at the cast of both films, and I thought, okay, since I haven't seen either one of these films, I'm going to vote when they come up. I'll vote for the one where I'm kind of excited about the cast, and for that reason, I have to give it to Meet Dave, because we've got in addition to Eddie Murphy, we've got Elizabeth Banks, we've got Gabrielle Union,
Oh, wow.
Ed Helms, Kevin Hart, Scott Conn. So I haven't signed either one, but this is on my list now. I'm definitely going to watch Meet Dave for the cast alone.
I could care less about this one, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with
not to care.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Imagine That just to tie the game. However, speaking of Kevin Hart, we're doing on the recasting call side. For the month of December, we're doing the movie Home Alone, and one of my I was come up with 3 different picks, and I think Mike has volunteered for this one, but I think there's another guest. I just got to get a hold of her first. My picks for Marv and the other cop, Harry and Marv, are Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart playing Harry because he's shorter of the two,
Yeah.
and then Dwayne Johnson playing the really dopey Marv on that one because Kevin Hart never when they're together. Dwayne Johnson is always the main one, so having that role reverse, I think, would be absolutely hysterical. And I'm just saying, I thought it'd be funny. Speaking of the recasting call, Scream just dropped into our feed, so go ahead and check that one out. Mike, it's tie-breaking decision. Is it Meet Dave or Imagine That?
I would go with Meet Dave just because I'm not going to, but Elizabeth Banks is like one of my number one crushes. But I know Meet Dave came out around my birthday one year, and I watched the trailer. And so I will say I have not actually seen them. I've seen part of the movie, but the trailer and even it just looked awful, and it bombed at the box office. So I don't know anything about the other, but I can't go with Meet Dave, so I will go with the other.
Imagine That moves on in a tie-breaking decision. Our first tie-breaking decision in this entire show. 3-2. Be right back right after this break. Mike, did you come up with something in your head?
Sure. Yeah. No.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a minute to ponder that one. As far as Bastards goes, on the recasting call, as I said, Scream. We just recasted the movie Scream. It came out this last Thursday as we record, and it was myself, Hugh, and Kate doing that one. Coming up, we're doing the 1999. With Mike is going to be on this one as two. Any Given Sunday as well, which I do have my picks for that one sitting right here. So I'm done. I'm done with that one. And of course, as I said, in December, we are doing the movie Home Alone, and that should be a shit ton of fun. If you want to be on a show like that, go ahead and contact me. We can get you set up because I know we have Matilda coming up after that, Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio version, and our first TV show that we're recasting in March is going to be Golden Girls.
Oh, wow.
So look forward to that one. And I think that's all I actually have coming up as far as Bastards goes. But one of our bastards is always traveling, which is the reason why he hasn't been on the show as of late. Mike, what you been up to?
Well, I apologize for not seeing you guys for a few months. I was in Buenos Aires doing a ayahuasca retreat. And so I was in Santiago, Chile, doing a comedy show. And I was in Colombia and Peru, Lima, especially in Peru. I hit Venezuela, Ecuador, Paraguay, Uruguay. And I came to Central America. And it took me a while, but I'm back glad to be back in the States, but it was good to do some good work while I was down there.
I feel sorry for those drug sniffing dogs. Welcome back to the second half of round one. It looks like Kaya starts us off on this one. Is it Shrek 3 or Axel F?
Gosh, I hate Shrek 3 with a passion, and I've never seen Axel F. So this is really tough one. You know what? Just because this is one of them, just because I've seen it doesn't mean I have to vote for it. So I'm kind of contradicting myself from earlier. I'm going with Axel F. I hate Shrek.
Okay, I was about to say, because if you notice, Mike did just do a tie-breaking decision and voted for Imagine That, and hasn't seen Imagine That, just voted against Meet Dave. So you have precedence before that as it goes. Sharon, is it Shrek 3 or Axel F?
I feel bad. These are, again, two films that I have not seen. But I'm intrigued just by the idea of, because I was such a fan of the original Beverly Hills Cop, I am very intrigued about Axel F. I think I would like to watch that. It may be terrible. I don't know. So I'm going to give my very uninformed vote to Axel F. Just based on my level of interest on which of those two films I have added to my to watch list.
This for me comes down to music.
It's a song.
Just certain songs that get stuck in your head.
Is this where it came from?
No.
Not this movie, no, but this it is in Beverly Hills Cop. So
Okay.
there's
That's
that.
the name.
Oh.
That was the main theme. Yeah.
I still think the Crazy Frog version is still my favorite version of that.
I was just
So-
going to mention that.
It's
Gonna mention that.
Crazy Frog. However, Shrek 3 at the end of the movie did the entire like Shrek Idol or Fairy Tale Idol or what the hell it was, and at the end of the movie, Puss in Boots and everybody else singing. The idea of that is just I love the idea of that. They had entire extras, and I'm a huge fan of watching the extra content and waiting for the credits to run out to watch the extra clips and all the extra stuff that you don't get to hear or watch during the movie at the end, which is what we do on the show as well for our people who listen on Spotify and stuff like that. I will, just because I'm split down the middle on this one, I'm going to give it to Shrek 3 to avoid a sweep on this one. But if it came down to a tie-breaking decision for me, I would probably go with an actual F, even though I have not seen it, because I'm not a huge fan of the third Shrek movie itself, just that one particular part. So there's that one. Mike.
That's why we're never going to get a pearl necklace. Okay. So
There's
I'm
multiple
just gonna-
5 to 0s on here, so
I know. I'm going with Axel F because it used to be my ringtone. I'm not even going for the movie, whatever, because I wasn't a huge fan of Shrek 3. I didn't even know that was a movie, and I know this is very, very ignorant, but I'm going with Axel F. I don't think it's going to go very far anyway.
no, it's not going to get out of the second round. Kevin, is it Axel F or Shrek 3?
Well, I absolutely did not like Shrek 3. Axel F was actually pretty good for it being a Netflix movie. However, I do want to give a shout out, rest in peace, John Ashton, who was in the Beverly Hills franchise series. He did pass away last week, if I'm not mistaken. So
Well,
He's on my list that's upstairs and hopefully not destroyed by my kid, because if not, I have to go through the entire thing again, and that was a lot of hours of work to do that. Actually, let's move on 4 to 1 to the next round. Faces another 4 to 1 as well. Sharon starts this one off. Is it Coming to America or Coming to America 2?
easy.
I loved Coming to America. I just thought it was hysterically funny at the time. And again, because I just tend to be let down by sequels. I'm going to stick with Coming to America. And here we can absolutely say rest in peace, James Earl Jones, because he
Yes.
that was my bad.
King Jaffe Joffer. He was the father in that film. And so no, I love Coming to America 1. Definitely gets my vote here.
I'm gonna go with Coming to America as well. Harley agrees with me. She's in comments. If you want to join us for comments, by the way, every time we do a show, we do the show live, of course. So you have the ability to come along with us. If we do not know where to vote, or we don't care to vote, or whatever, we might just actually take your vote. Much as Harley just happens to agree with me. I am going to steal Kevin's thunder, though, because the one reason I'm voting for this is because I believe in personal hygiene.
Oh yeah.
No.
And
I know
do
where this
use
is
this.
going.
I do use this line every once in a while, but I have got to say, the royal penis is clean.
He's
Yeah.
clean.
It's even used in music too.
Mm-hmm.
It gets my vote. Mike, is it Coming to America 1 or Coming to America?
I'm not blowing my load. I'm just coming to America 1.
God.
Pretty sure that's illegal, but that's Kevin.
Coming to America 2 was worse than Vampire in Brooklyn. It was absolutely total trash. So I am going for She's Your Queen to Be. Yes.
Love it.
See, I'm really glad that I took that from Kevin, because I kind of figured he'd come up with something else, and so I took the low hanging fruit from him.
Yeah. I was going to use it. So,
I knew you were. So I kind of forced you to come up with something else.
but speaking of, we did mention Eddie Murphy playing multiple roles. He played multiple roles in Coming to America. Fantastic, especially as the white old guy in the barbershop. Fantastic.
And the preacher.
Yes.
You gotta love the Lord.
Sexual chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. That boy good.
We
I gotta
still-
watch that movie again. There's so many on here.
We still do. My brother does a version of sexual chocolate at family events. It's hilarious.
Speaking of
Don't
sexual
touch-
chocolate,
don't touch
Kaya, is it Coming to
Yes.
America? Coming
Yes.
to America.
So there's two things. I have voted Coming to America. The fact that line you said, Freddie, is used in like multiple rap songs and whatnot is just even funnier. And then obviously there's a big meme of hello neighbors. Fuck you. Yes.
Yes.
Fuck
Yes.
you too.
Fuck you too.
Well, yeah, Coming to America 1.
Oh my goodness! It moves on with the sweep. Faces a sweep in the next round as well. It was 5-0 versus 5-0. I start this one off. It's either Beverly Hills Cop or Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Fucking dick.
I was
Fuck you,
gonna give this one to you, Kevin, but I decided against it because I stole your line beforehand. So, I'm gonna go with Beverly Hills Cop on this one, mainly for the bandana and the tailpipe. That's still, there's so many jokes off of that I could go, and none of them are clean. So, Beverly Hills Cop gets my vote. Mike, is it Beverly Hills Cop or Beverly Hills Cop 2?
I'm going to go Beverly Hills Cop 2. No rhyme or reason.
Just to be a dick. Kevin.
Yep.
It's a coin toss. I'm happy with either one of these. Bridget Nelson's in the second one. But we get Damon Wayans in the first one as well. Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Gets a non. Kaya.
I'm gonna go with 1.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't have any other libations down here either. Damn it. I don't have anything else to drink. The only thing I have to drink is a bottle of Screwball over there, and I guarantee you this show's going to get fucking terrible if I start.
Do it.
No, I can't. Beverly Hills Cop gets that vote. Sharon, finish this out. Beverly Hills Cop or 1 or 2?
I'm gonna go with the first one. I enjoyed the second one. Again, I would be good with either one of these going along because that is actually a sequel that I did enjoy very much. But I will stick with the with Beverly Hills Cop 1 gets my vote.
My favorite line in 2 though is how you steal a house.
How do you steal a house? Right.
Harley's in comment. She agrees with that one as well. It moves on 4-1, faces a 5-0 in the next round. Mike starts us off. Is it 48 Hours 2 or Life?
I'm blowing my load.
Oh wow. Micah
Correct.
decided to blow his load on this one. Kevin, is it live for 48 hours too?
Man, I like again, one of my favorite movies. I'm gonna go with Life. You want your cornbread?
This movie is so racist, but I love it.
Jang-lang, jang-lang.
Wife gets a vote. Kaya
I'm definitely going with Life.
gets another one. Sharon,
I haven't seen Life, but I've been
watch
intrigued
it.
by
I recommend it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Again, when I was doing some of the research, because I always try to take a look at the films, especially the ones that I haven't seen, and I'm very, very intrigued by it. The storyline, and sounds interesting to me. I have to admit, another 48 hours was not especially disappointing as a sequel, and I'm not, usually I'm disappointed by sequels. I thought it was pretty good. So I'm gonna I have to give it to another 48 hours only because that's the one that I've seen. But I do have Life on my list.
Well, I'm going to give Life the win on this one. I do. Again, I recommend it. They're sharing.
Okay.
It's a solid laugh.
All right.
Very quotable
It's-
too.
It's an extremely racist movie,
Okay.
but it's also a timepiece.
Mhm.
So it's set in a certain time. So
Of
you
its
got
time,
it's
yeah, it's
much like Blazing Saddles. It's a timepiece, and it doesn't pull punches, and I appreciated it because of it. But I'm sitting there, I was like, I can't quote half this movie. I just can't.
right.
As a white guy, I can't. Wife gets that win. However, Mike finishes out. Is it 48 hours too, or as Sharon says, another 48 hours, or Life?
Sharon, I'll admit I've never seen Life either, and I love Eddie Murphy, so I know of the movie, so I'm actually excited to watch it now.
I wrote
So
it down.
I think I'm gonna definitely check that out. I hope it's. I'm guessing with the racist undertones, it's probably not something I could watch with my 7-year-old daughter. So I'm gonna probably check that out myself this coming week. But I'll go with Life. I've seen the trailer. It seems good.
I mean, it's hard to put like two movies together that would explain what Life is. It really is, because
Yeah.
it's such a weird concept, but it's such a good movie. Not a weird concept. It's a weird movie. It really is. The comedy, I feel bad laughing at because of what the context that they're actually talking about.
Okay.
If you could put two movies together, I would say Blazing Saddles and The Longest Yard.
Oh, I love both those movies. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
Wait, the oldest Longest Yard or the newer one, or either one?
Your pick.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
with a little bit of Cool Hand Luke, like
Ooh.
sprinkled in that.
I watched that too. That's one of my dad's favorite movies.
Yeah.
Great film. Great film.
But not. I mean, Cool Hand Luke is more the sprinkling I'm talking about is more for the villain in that movie.
Mm.
So, anyway, so what was your vote officially?
Life.
Life. All right.
It's a series.
4-1. Hey,
And
I
the
was
game.
going with the game, so
Yeah,
My
board game,
cereal,
yes.
where did you get off? Sorry, that was Family Guy. I apologize.
4-1 faces 5-0 in the next round. Kevin starts this one off. Kevin, is it Harlem Nights or Boomerang?
Ooh.
You just don't like me today. That's
No. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan, especially of his early
you.
work, though. So, oh, man. I'm going to go Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights. And I'm good with either one of these making it through. Both of them, so good.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm pretty sure either one of these movies will not be making it out of the second round.
Oh no! There's much better
So-
Eddie Murphy movies, but
Oh,
both
yeah.
of these are good.
Kaya, Harlem Nights or Boomerang?
This is another one of them. I haven't seen either one of them. I'm gonna go off of Harlem Nights just because. Not Harlem Nights. The other one. What was the other one?
Harlem
Boomerang?
Globetrotters.
Yes, because I was looking up the casting and I seen Halle Berry was a part of it, and
Ooh, yeah.
while
One of
this movie-
her hotter roles too.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna say while this movie isn't everybody's cup of tea, I did think she looked fantastic in it. Catwoman, again, not everybody's cup of tea. I understand it is a pretty bad movie, but I can't comment.
It's good if you watch it with the sound off.
Let's say much like Twilight. It's just,
Oh, yeah, Twilight.
Boomer. This is like pre Halle Berry too. So this is pre Catwoman. This is pre Swordfish.
Pre-Flintstones.
Yeah, and all three of those movies. Like, if I could, Halle Berry is one of those people. Like, if I could have like a swimsuit calendar of just Halle Berry in different roles from each movie. Those are 4 movies actually that I would love to have like a Halle Berry calendar. Granted, Halle Berry's not on my hall pass list.
She's
But-
not one of your freebies.
She
No.
got pretty far on our hottest list, though.
Yeah, she did. She got Final 4, I think. So
Yeah.
Harley's gonna go with Harlem Nights on here. So there's that. Okay, Kaya's going for Boomerang. Sharon, is it Boomerang or Harlem Nights?
For me, it's going to be Boomerang. Not just for Halle Berry, though. I mean, you had David Allen Greer in that, who I think is really, really funny. Chris Rock also was in that. And you had even Eartha Kitt. I mean, talk about, wasn't she a Catwoman as well? Didn't Eartha back in the day?
Yes,
Didn't
she
play,
was.
like, Catwoman. So you had double Catwomen there. So I'm going to have to go with Boomerang.
I'm also gonna have to go with Boomerang on this one. This is strictly for Halle Berry, though. I have no problem thinking with my pants.
None.
Blood levels going different places. I can just go ahead and stay with that one. Boomerang gets my vote. It also gets the win off of this one. Mike finishes out. Is it Harlem Nights or Boomerang?
I would have gone for Harlem Nights just for Kevin.
Oh, thank you, man.
3-2. Faces are 5-0. Boomerang would have gotten my vote for Harvey as well, because I know Harvey's a huge fan of the movie. So is Dre. So
Dr. Dre.
5-0 versus 3-2 on that one. Kaya starts this one off. Is it modern day selection? So we're going out of the 80s, coming back up to at least 2000s. Is it Haunted Mansion or Daddy Daycare?
Oh yes. I am so glad that I'm first to vote on this. One of my favorite movies of all time by Eddie Murphy. I have to go Daddy Daycare.
Daddy Daycare gets a nod, Sharon.
I'm gonna have to go with Daddy Daycare as well. It was pretty hilarious.
I would have gone with Haunted Mansion, and then I watched the new Haunted Mansion. And the new Haunted Mansion completely blew
The old
original Haunted Mansion, or Eddie Murphy's version of Haunted Mansion, out of the water. It really did. I'm a fan of the newer version of it. So I know that's a bad thing to say, but when you're comparing 2 different movies on this one, but Daddy Daycare, as a father myself, having dads represented, and it's kind of in a bad way at the start because they don't know what the hell they're doing. But by the end of the movie, they're doing quite well. So I appreciate the representation as far as that goes. So Daddy Daycare gets my vote. Mike, is it Daddy Daycare or Haunted Mansion?
I will say I liked Daddy Daycare growing up, and it was just more of a joy for my daughter to watch it. It was just with kids and stuff. Like I just showed her Grown Ups last night, which honestly they still curse a little bit, but like Daddy Daycare, it just with him and Jeff, I forgot his last name,
Garland or something like that.
Yeah. They worked really well together. I just thought it was kind of a nice slapstick comedy that was just lighthearted, and It's a really fun movie, and I'd go Daddy Daycare.
Gets another one. Harley's going to go with Daddy Daycare as well. Finishing out though, Kevin, is it Daddy
You know what?
Daycare or Haunted Mansion?
In honor of one of my co-hosts on the Mod Squad, Harley, I'll go Daddy Daycare.
In a sweep, faces the 4-1 in the next round. Sharon starts this one off. Is it Dreamgirls or Norbit? Complete opposites.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's not a very fair matchup. They're such different films. But I love Dreamgirls. I've seen several iterations of Dreamgirls. And I'm gonna have to go with. It was a different kind of a role for him. It was kind of a more serious role for him, and I always appreciate seeing people kind of stretch that way. And he did an excellent job. So for me, it's going to be Dreamgirls. Plus, Beyonce was in Dreamgirls too.
Which should be the only reason I'd actually vote against it is because Beyonce's in Dreamgirls.
Really?
However,
oh, you're not in the Bayhive, huh? All right.
no, I am not in the Beehive. Although people give her crap about her entire country album that she put out.
Yeah.
And I've gotten in trouble for this on social media recently because people were complaining that she didn't get any kind of nominations for at the CMAs because of her country album. What they put noms on for is their own point, but people were saying this like Beyonce is not country. I'm sitting there going, first of all, country music isn't country music. Country music isn't anything. Period. You have everybody from like Jelly Roll in there to Clint Black in there. Post Malone, who, by the way, if you didn't know, it was Post Malone singing, and he has a duet with Blake Shelton. Can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head, but he has a duet with him. If you did not know that was Post Malone, you wouldn't know it was him, type thing.
Right.
And that's what I absolutely love.
Hootie is now a country singer.
Yeah, but Hootie's been a country singer for a while though. Beyonce, on the flip side of that though, you could tell her voice, but if people didn't give her crap because of she's not country, whatever, if you did not attach her name to that, it just went off. Like for instance, Garth Brooks was Chris Gaines when he went into like a contemporary pop music type thing. If you did not know it was Beyonce singing, it's a much better song. You have the context that it's Beyonce. And you're like, this sucks. It doesn't. A lot of her music. She did a version of Jolene. If you listen to her album, she did a version of Jolene. I prefer, and I'm going to get shit for this, I prefer her version of Jolene to Dolly.
Dolly, wow.
Whoa,
I do. And the reason why, is that Dolly's Parton version of Jolene. And by the way, Dolly has come out and said that it's a damn good version of Jolene.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's a
great song.
It's a great song. But she doesn't do it word for word. She changes the lyrics on it. And Jolene on Beyonce's side, not Jolene, but the person who is Jolene's a homewrecker in the song Jolene on both sides. Right. However, Dolly's version of it, Dolly is kind of a sad sap in the entire thing. It just not really letting this happen, but she's asking for don't take my man. In Beyonce's version, she's warning
her not to take the man.
Just like you're gonna get your ass kicked type thing. I put in all this work. It's like you're not. It's the entire thing, but you're not woman enough to take my man.
Hey.
So realistically, which is another country song. So realistically, for the Jolene, and I know a lot of country women, Beyonce has more of a country attitude in the song Jolene than Dolly Parton does in the same song.
Fair enough.
So for those people out there saying Beyonce isn't country, whatever. This is country music. She's just not a country singer. So please,
Mm-hmm.
if you hear a song and don't know who the hell it is, and you think it's whatever genre, it's that genre.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I
don't
was not
even
crazy.
freaking start.
Yeah, I was not crazy about Texas Hold'em. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the whole album. I mean, I'm definitely part of the Bayhive. Love her. But I wasn't crazy about that album. But then, yeah, I'm not crazy about country music anyway.
Mhm.
So I was like, what are you doing, girl?
Well, and that's the thing though too, is that she had Dolly Parton on that album as well. She
Mhm.
had Willie Nelson on that album and a couple other country singers as well. So if you have this entire Beehive type situation that is not country
Yeah.
fans,
Yeah.
won't give country a chance, whatever, but they hear this music and say, hey, Willie Nelson is country, but he's more of an outlaw country, which is why I'm saying that country isn't country. Country is
Yep.
a spectrum.
Yeah.
So
I
saying that Beyonce isn't country, it's not saying anything. If you're wanting to say that you don't want Beyonce in country music, that's your opinion.
It's
Mhm.
country and Western.
It's whatever. It's just, if you can tell a story in your song, you're a country singer. Doesn't matter what you do. If you can tell a good story on it, you're a country singer. That's exactly how I go off of that one. However, I'm gonna go with Dreamgirls on this one. This is more of an anti-Norbit vote.
Okay.
I do like the movie Dreamgirls. I like the music on there. I am a huge musical person. It's not a musical. It's goes more into the concert spectrum than it does the actual musical type thing. Because for people who know musicals, know what I'm talking about. However, Norbit was made during the entire where it was okay, and not only okay, but it was celebrated to pick on nerds. And for somebody who grew up during that time as a nerd, where our specialties and the stuff that we do and loved and everything else was put on the back burner, if not shoved away completely, it's just that for concept alone,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that Norbert never really gets his due in the movie either, realistically, without actually changing who he is. I'm gonna go for Dreamgirls on this one. This is an anti-Norbit vote for me. Mike, Dreamgirls, Norbit.
Well, I gotta go to my Southern Georgia roots because that Post Malone song, that was about a guy banging his tractor, and then he left his Ford, and so it was a great song. I liked that song. Nashville, Tennessee. No, I didn't think Norbit was that bad. I thought in the end, I mean, yeah, it's a comedy. It's a little bit of a goofy movie, but and not the goofy movie. But I mean,
Hey, don't be hating on that.
No, I won't be. And I think Norbit still got what he deserved in the end, instead of being, bullied by his ex-wife that was him. I can't say too much. I went and saw that. That was actually, I don't know what it is about Eddie Murphy coming out on my birthday, but it was like my 16th, 17th birthday. And I remember that's when I saw my birthday, and I laughed my butt off. And Respucia, like, just the certain things of, like, it was a little over the top.
How you do?
But how you do it? Like, it was funny. I feel like, if anything, it was kind of poking fun with, like, overweight for a while and stuff. But obviously, the Nutty Professors have done that with the movies. They've done that, and like nobody's ever cared. Eddie Murphy's like basically made a bunch of characters that are overweight just to make fun, because it was the '90s and even the 2000s. The nerd wise, I think he was just more, not a complete nerd. He just wore glasses and he came off like that. But in the end, he got like who he wanted, and it gave him kind of a. It wasn't like crazy justification, but I will give it to Norbit just for the fact that it did it made me laugh a lot. But that's my take.
Nori gets a vote. Kevin.
Dreamgirls.
That's quick.
Short, sweet, to the point.
I'll make sure I do that next time.
Hey, I talked longer than both of you combined, so that's. Kaya, is it Dreamgirls or Norbit?
Norbit, how you doing?
How you doing?
3-2 split decision. Dreamgirls moves on, faces 5-0, and then in the next round. Last up in round one, final two movies. I start this one off. It's either Tower Heist or 1,000 Words.
What?
I'm gonna. It's either.
I heard of both, but I don't even know.
It's either-
I've definitely seen the second.
It's either Tower Heist or 1,000 Words. I'm gonna go for concept reasons. I'm gonna go with 1,000 Words on this one. I believe in time frame things, so especially for somebody who talks a lot. I talk on the podcast. I talk a lot during my normal days and stuff like that. I don't. I'm usually pretty silent. I always tell my kids that it's better to not say anything unless it's important. Because if you talk constantly, people are just going to eventually tune you out. If you're one of these people that don't talk very often, whatever you say after, like if you don't say anything after like all day, but if you talk to that whoever you're talking to, your special someone, whatever you say is going to be super important. Doesn't matter what you say. Make sure it's important. Make sure that it's not really profound, but make sure that it's not something completely stupid. But 1,000 words is pretty much he has 1,000 words to say in, I can't remember the time period is, but he has 1,000 words to say, and after that he can't talk anymore. I relate to this because I also tell people that I have a theory about giving a fuck. If you only have like 10 fucks a day to give, that's it, just 10 fucks a day to give, and somebody cuts you off in traffic, you're going to automatically give a fuck about that. You're going to be mad about that, let's say for 10 minutes, whatever. But if you have an ultimatum where if you use that fuck that you gave that person that cut you off in traffic for 10 minutes, but then your kid comes home from school, gets an A on his report card or something, but you can't give a fuck at that point because you used all of your fucks for your day, you're going to start worrying about that. So make sure that life is not about not giving a fuck. It's about giving a fuck about the fucks you give. 1,000 words is give an importance to what you say. Don't just talk to talk. Talk with a reasoning in mind. So 1,000 words gets my particular vote on that one. Mike, 1,000 words of Tower Heist.
Definitely, if I could walk 1,000 words. Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 words.
1,000 Miles gets a vote on that one, Kevin.
Yeah, these are two movies I have not seen. So just because of your passion on it, you have swayed my vote for 1,000 words.
Yep.
Gets a vote and the win off that one, Kaya.
I have definitely seen 1,000 words several times. My favorite part, again, I don't know. This isn't really spoiling anything, I don't think. It's just like in like part of the middle part. But I can't remember over at the tree or whatever, they have like this little smoker thing or whatever. And next thing you know, he's like at like dinner or something. And next thing you know, his eyes start getting red, like he's, smoking and whatnot. And then the song by Afro Man, Because I Got Hyped, starts playing. I'm like, yeah. So again, it's a pretty funny movie. What you said actually was great inspirational speech. I felt like I was just hearing some kind of TED talk. Thank you for coming to my TED talk.
I'm ready to go get a touchdown.
All right, no, but seriously, 1,000 words.
1,000 words gets another vote. Sharon finishes out. 1,000 words or Tower Heist?
I have to admit, I have not seen 1,000 words, but I've read about it and I appreciate the concept. And you know, my main daytime job is writing, so you know, and words are really powerful. And you know, in this day and age, with people's attention spans being as short as they are, you know, you got to catch them quick, and you got to get the important stuff out fast, and brief. So even though I have not seen 1,000 words, I am also inspired by Freddie's exposition on it. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'll give it to 1,000 words, since it's already a done deal. So I'll give 1,000 words a sweep.
Could you imagine me as a politician?
Dude, I'd vote for you in a heartbeat.
A lot of people would, dude.
Yeah.
Like I told somebody the other day, this is not a political podcast, but I told somebody the other day, I'm like, can you say something good about the other party? Period. Can you say something good about your party without referring to the other party?
Amen. Amen.
And yeah, so I'm like, because I can do both. I can say good things about all three parties that I constantly see, and I can say something good about, and I can say something bad about all of them too, not regarding the other parties type thing. It's like, until you can do that, don't vote.
Amen.
Because your vote is going to your unthought about vote is going to cancel out somebody whose vote that actually did think about it, who thinks that their vote's important, who knows their vote's important, and everything else. Until you vote, because whatever. I had somebody the other day go, it made me laugh. It goes, I'm going to vote for what's her name, Kamala Harris, because she's a woman. That's it. There's no politics, nothing else besides that. It was just because she's a woman. And I go, I was talking to the guy. Guy just was pissed off about this. And he goes, fine. I want to vote against her just because you're voting for her. And she got all mad. The person voting for Harris got all mad about it. And he finally told him, say, if you cannot come up with a reason to vote for her other than what's in between or not in between her legs, your vote does not matter to me.
Yeah,
I don't care why you vote for it. Just make sure that there's a concrete reason behind it.
Yeah.
So, by the way, for everybody out there, I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Harris. I'm voting for the other guy. I'm voting for Johnson. Or not Johnson. Sorry, Kennedy. Ex-president.
Kennedy.
Ex-president. Libertarian Party. That's who I vote for. A little bit kind of the middle, confused sense between all of them, as far as I go. I'm not telling you how to vote. I don't want you to tell you how to vote. All that I want you to do, personally, is find out why you're voting. If you can find out why you're voting, you can find out who you're voting for.
Yep.
That's it.
I like that.
So anyway, I shouldn't have brought politics into it. I do apologize. We'll be right back right after this break. Kevin's been on this show before, so is Sharon. So I'm going to have them go first as far as ads go. Kaya, I'm going to have them go. Do you want to do an ad, first of all, for your stuff?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so I'm going to have them go first while I go get something to drink, because I am
parched.
I am not moist in the mouth right now.
You want some Pepsi?
Not some
so,
not
Kevin.
sponsored.
No. Kevin, what you been up to?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but you can always find me on the Mod Squad Network or Back to the Retro Review. The Mod Squad Network is more of an entertainment-based show where we have a movie show, we have a horror show, a gamer show. We do conversations with YouTube personalities, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. And on Back to the Retro Review, I review movies from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. I also have a budget podcasting show on Back to the Retro Review, and I review podcasting equipment on Back to the Retro Review. So if you're interested in any of that, please check it out.
Oh. And Sharon is a multiple time guest on the show, but it's always fun to have her on because she is full of opinions and laughter and everything else. You can find her on her show at
Oh my goodness. Well, I host a pair of shows on under the username Viking Diaries. We're on there on Wednesdays and Sundays. My Sunday show is called Sweden Sunday Brunch. The coffee is always hot and very, very strong. I also just this week, for the first time, I've taken the show. I'm expanding the show now. I'm actually going to be doing a regular show on a new internet radio station called Rich Mix Radio, which is on the Live 365 platform. And then I'm Viking.Diaries on Instagram and Threads. And all of that stuff kind of comes together on my website, which is thevikingdiaries.com.
and a first time guest on the show. I've been trying to get him on for a while. It just hasn't been able to work out. Kaya, can you tell us a little bit about your show and what you do?
All right, so we are known as the Bros. We are bros, obviously, so that's part of it. Lowercase b, capital ROE, lowercase s, Reactive Entertainment, Robrad78. You get the point, bros. Oh, I almost thought I muted my mic. I do that a lot, actually, on our podcast too. My other show that I co-host, I hit it, and I'm like, oh, did I mute my mic? Nope, I guess not. But that's part of it. This won't be my only podcast tonight. Actually, over on Peacock, we're gonna watch Bad Blood. So that's gonna have a few hours of that. Again, not everybody is a wrestling fan, but I will be doing a live reaction with that. And Hell in a Cell is returning. Bad Blood. This is the first time Bad Blood has been a pay-per-view in almost 20 years or so, which is also another insane thing. They're starting to up their ante and not be so super kid friendly, which is also a good thing because not everything is being restricted and feels like, oh, I'm going to make you eat your own toes or something like that. It's actually like, vengeance and whatnot. So, which that's also used to be a WWE show, Vengeance. But again, so yeah, that's what I have going. My birthday is in 3 days from today. And so
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Other than that, nothing much going on. And also, thank you for having me on here too, by the way.
That starts at, I think pre-show starts at 4, doesn't it?
I think so. They are starting earlier because of the UFC thing, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
6 Eastern.
Okay, so yeah, it's 5 o'clock, so we got a little bit of time. I was sitting there looking at the clock. I'm like, oh shit, I need to, because I'm wanting to watch that too. So, by the way, Harley is in comments. She cannot wait for Bad Blood as well, and also her birthday's coming up on the 14th. So, happy birthday, Harley!
Happy birthday, Harley.
There's that one. Welcome back for round 2. Looks like Mike starts us off on this one. Mike, please remember that nobody has stolen a vote, and myself, Kevin, and Sharon also have lows to blow. So there's always that one as well. Is it Shrek 1 or Axel F? Both of these are 4-1s last round.
Oh boy. As much as I love the song, I'm going Shrek. Shrek's just iconic. Donkey, I honestly think I love Mike Myers, but Donkey as Shrek, Eddie Murphy as like Donkey was just his voice I don't know what went so well with the donkey, but it just was perfect. Trey!
I'm a flying talking donkey.
Woo.
Kevin, is it Shrek or
Can
Axel
I
F?
stay with you?
Yeah, as much as I love the Beverly Hills Cop franchise, I got to go with the donkey.
Gets another one, Kaya.
Shrek. That is actually a movie that someone, was it you that said that like their parents were forced to watch it with their kids or whatnot? Like I watched it so many
Sharon, yeah.
times.
Yeah,
that
it was Sharon.
Apparently, I used to be able to quote the whole movie when I was younger because how much I
Word
watched
for
it.
word.
But another good quotable from it is, ogres are like onions. They stink? No.
Puffins are probably one of the best foods on the planet.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
Oh, Shrek gets another one, Sharon.
I'm gonna have to give it to Shrek as well because, as I pointed out in the earlier round, I haven't seen Axel F yet, but it is on my list. But I just thought Shrek was so cleverly done, and I've enjoyed it every single time that I've had to watch it with my goddaughter. So Shrek all the way.
Oh, there are so many good parts in this movie. Like he huffed and he puffed and he signed the eviction notice.
That's
All the
that was-
references to all the fairy tales
I
or all
know.
those
a sequel to
palette-
Mr. Robbins' Neighborhood.
Oh, there's the entire part where, like, in the background too. If you ever notice, like, the background of movies, you could see him. Like Shrek goes to stomp out the flames on his little campfire they're doing, and light his pant leg on fire. And then you see Donkey lift his leg and just pee on the fire in the
Yeah.
background. so many. Like, Shrek gets my vote as well. It moves on 5-0 to the next round. Kevin
Woo!
starts us off. Is it Nutty Professor? I wrote 2 for some reason. It's not Nutty Professor 1 or Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop all the way. Easy.
This is 5-0 to 4-1 on this one as well. Kaya.
Shit. I didn't realize my turn was so soon. You said Beverly Hill. What were the movies again? You know what? Go
Beverly
ahead.
Hills Cop and Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor. That's the only one I've seen out of the two, actually.
Nutty Professor gets a nod. Shout out to Bubbles.
Bubbles!
Hey.
Oh. Yeah.
The official sound.
Of Bubbles.
Bubbles. And it creates a bot of bubbles. There's a lot of head on this one, damn it.
That's what she's.
Oh, by the way.
Another shout out to Bubbles, apparently.
Ooh, you found
Now
something
we're
to
good.
drink?
Now we're good.
I did. I ran upstairs real quick, and I have. Oh fuck! I have one. I have 4 different kinds of pop upstairs. So
W being one.
yeah, I just drank the rest of my Mountain Dew before, so actually it's only 3. I have a can of blue raspberry Sunkissed up there
That's
left
good.
from previous. It was put somewhere that I just forgot where it was, so it's been sitting there for a while. I have a shit ton of Sprite up there as well,
Right.
and there's like 2 different kinds of Pepsi up there too. So like I have, it was just happened to be the closest one to the door. So
He's got
there's that.
Sprite. Let's go.
Well, Sprite, by the way, originally we just had our 20th high school reunion a couple weeks ago, and I helped build and tear down for that one. So and I don't drink. They had a whole bunch of alcohol left over that they bought, and they were just sending the stuff home to people. I'm sitting there like, I don't drink. Other people got that leftover Pepsi and Mountain Dew and stuff like that. By the time I got back, there was an entire flat of like 36 cans of Sprite. And they're like,
Nice.
here, take this. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I actually drink Sprite. Anyway, shout out to Bubbles number 2.
You did it again?
This container, this cup that I pour my pop into,
Is it Iowa State container?
it's an Iowa State container, and it's also big enough that I can fit like 2 things of pop in this one container. So,
Oh, nice.
it keeps me definitely hydrated.
Double
Oh,
popping.
Double popping. Sharon, it is currently tied Nutty Professor and Beverly Hills Cop. Is it Nutty Professor or Beverly Hills Cop?
Do 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 do.
Bum, bum.
Ow, ow, ow. Could you imagine the snail from SpongeBob doing the crazy frog version of that?
It sounded like the Malmix or whatever commercial.
Shout out
Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah.
Shout out to Jess on this one, because I guarantee you, if she was on this show, she'd be going, Hercules, Hercules, dirty knees, look at these. I'm gonna go for Nutty Professor on this one. It is a tie matchup going to Mike. Mike, finish us out. Is it Beverly Hills Cop or Nutty Professor?
Thank you, Freddie. See, people say fuck you, Freddie, but I love you, Freddie. I'm going Nutty Professor for sure.
Oh,
That's an upset.
oh, that is an upset. I even sang the damn song for you, Mike.
I know, and I love it.
I think of Family Guy
you
when I
do.
hear that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another do.
Nutty Professor moves on 3-2 to the next round.
Griffin.
Kaya starts this one off. Is it Boomerang moving on 3-2 or Trading Places 5-0?
Oh yeah, these were I think 2 movies that I said I didn't see earlier, but I picked one over the other.
Dude, Trading Places is like one of the best Christmas movies of all time that has nothing to do with Christmas, and it's not set around Christmas. It's set at Thanksgiving. It's just. But-
So I'm gonna go Trading Places. You said Home Alone. Is that a Christmas movie? I know that's just
Yes.
like
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I know that's a big debate.
I
Same
would
with
die on
Bruce
him.
Willis movie. I don't know why I can't think of it. But
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Yes.
No, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I
They're
do
both-
not
they both
care.
are. They both are.
I have a signed photo of Reginald Vell Johnson saying it is a Christmas movie. He wrote it on there.
There we go. They both are.
So Trading Places gets Kaya's vote on that one. Sharon, is it Trading Places or Boomerang?
I love Trading Places. I got to go with that one. It was hilariously funny, really funny.
I'm going to go for Trading Places as well, which is an easy vote as far as my part goes. Halle Berry, yes, hotter than fuck in Boomerang, but Trading Places is just funny movie.
And you've got Jamie Lee Curtis, and she was looking fine.
That kind of
as
that
well.
deters away from my point, though. Like,
Oh, really?
Jamie Lee
Okay.
Curtis is not. I can't. I'm not a fan of Jamie Lee Curtis, especially one. I can't stand Halloween, the entire Halloween franchise. So
Oh, okay.
that's a definite nod against her too. In the movie Freaky Friday,
Mhm.
I was just gonna say that too.
when she's looking in the mirror, she's like, "I'm so old," or whatever like that. That screenshot is just melted into my brain, and it looks like her face is melting off.
Oh,
And so
That's not moving.
it's really hard to get that. It's really hard to add an image like that to your spank bank without actually doing anything. So if you put Jamie Lee Curtis and Halle Berry in the same sentence,
yeah.
wrong.
Okay.
That's
Wrong.
I agree.
No.
I disagree. I
Nah,
disagree.
come on. I guess me and Freddie are. the
I
only
will
ones
make
here.
my point when it comes to mine.
True lies.
That's I think we need a soundboard just for Mike. I'm just.
I honestly, I'd love a soundboard. I used to use in the prank Walmart, and it was Hank Hill, and it was like, the hardware department, and they'd go to the hardware department. And it's like, I need a cap and dime, some WD-40, and they're like, a tap and what? Like,
Oh, yep, I remember that episode.
There's a podcast I listen to called What Culture Wrestling, and they use one all the time, and there's some of those are just like these nuts.
Got him.
Got him. All right, Trading Places gets my vote on that one. This will be moving on. Mike, is it Trading Places or Boomerang?
So Trading Places. Boomerang had Jamie Lee Curtis.
No,
Nope.
Trading Places
did.
Okay, so I watched some of the Buzzer channel, the old like game shows, and I saw a match game with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she was like 20 years old. She's beautiful, but then now she does Activia yoga commercials to help.
Everybody gets older, man. Everybody gets older.
I know,
But
it's
look
like-
at Halle Berry.
No, but I'm just saying, look how beautiful I am. Now I'm regular. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to know.
How old is Jamie Lee Curtis?
She's got.
Do we know?
I'd say
She's got to be 60.
I'm gonna guess.
65.
62.
Probably.
Okay,
No,
I'm pretty sure Halle Berry's in her 50s, if not in her 60s by this
No.
point.
It was 78 match games. So
She's 65. 65.
Let's go.
Okay, which one, Halle Berry or
Jamie
Jamie
Lee.
Lee Curtis?
I was right.
Okay,
All
so
right.
Jamie Lee Curtis is 65. How old is Halle Berry?
58.
Yeah, I was going to hit 57. But
That's
yeah.
6-year difference. Wow, and
There's a
she
6-year
still looks like
So look at Halle Berry now, and then look at Jamie Lee Curtis 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I think she did have like.
Yeah, but
kids.
black don't crack, dude. I'm just saying.
No, but she,
Trust me.
I will
Trust
say
me, black does crack. You just have
Jamie Lee
to.
Curtis, I think, did have a like.
What,
cancer
down below?
stuff. So, like still, but I'm gonna. So Boomerang was with Halle Berry. I'm going Boomerang then.
Yeah.
I'm
don't
not
get-
even on the. I'm not even on the Eddie Murphy train right now. I'm just going like I don't. And I know I'm a guy.
He's
I mean-
gone down the Halle Berry trail.
I'm running that train.
I am perfectly okay with being involved with a train that involves Halle Berry. All right, let's
Please
just.
don't be behind me like this.
You're not wrong.
I never am. What are you talking about? Boomerang gets that vote.
Oh, I'm behind you. Never mind. I don't want to do this.
And totally unrelated, but semi-related because you, Mike, mentioned the Activia commercial.
Yeah.
They spoofed
Creamy.
that on They spoofed that on SNL, and I believe it was Kristen Wiig.
Oh
who-
yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
played her,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's
I
there,
saw
she's cutting the commercial, and all of a sudden she's got an issue. It's hilarious.
The Family Guy one's good too with Stewie because he's like, Brian goes, "Are you feeling regular? I'm going regular right now on the carpet." It was like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No,
I threw
okay.
this off the rails. I'm sorry.
we did. The thing is, though, is that we had Halle Berry on our Hall Pass episode. We did
Oh yeah.
like
Mhm.
last year, I think, sometime. And Halle Berry, even at like in her mid 50s, is on our Hall Pass list that contained people like Margot Robbie in there.
Yeah. But
Like-
we're talking at when this movie was. We're not talking about today. Jamie Lee Curtis was gorgeous then.
It's because you was
Okay.
eating yogurt.
Okay, no, wait, no. So Jamie Lee Curtis in Trading Places. So let's just go from movie for movie. Jamie Lee Curtis in Trading Places,
Mhm.
or Halle Berry in Boomerang.
Oh, Halle Berry. But I'm still saying
Oh,
the better
my
movie.
point stands. My
But
point.
there's still if we're talking movies, not just people.
All
I
right.
have spoken.
I'm gone.
Well, guys, you've got to remember, she was also playing a hooker in Trading Places. I mean,
And
she
That
was,
doesn't mean
you know,
I'm a fan of Julia Roberts.
No, that makes it
So
worse.
it's like,
mean, she was, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Kevin, finish this out. Is it Boomerang or Trading Places?
The better movie is Trading Places. Whether you
Yes.
want to talk about actors or anything else, the better movie is Trading Places. Not only because of everything going on, but there's also a callback to this movie later in the bracket as well. So the better movie is Trading Places.
I'm voting for Sharon. She cracks me up.
I kind of feel sorry for Sharon. She's the only she's
sorry.
the only girl here. So
Yeah, but guess what? Guess who's on my what is that list you called it?
Hall pass.
entire hall pass.
Guess who's on my hall pass list?
Halle Berry.
Probably Jamie Lee
Yes.
Curtis. Oh,
Oh, Halle
Hey.
Berry.
Listen,
Let's go.
everybody likes boobies. I don't care what gender you are.
Oh,
I don't. Oh, I'm still mad she didn't win that one. It was I believe Christina Ricci won that one.
oh.
I don't know how.
I would have gone Halle.
Yeah, so did I. I again, it's a majority rules type situation.
Yeah, it's a vote.
Right.
It's a vote.
Who won that round?
Yeah.
Trading
I'm lost.
Places went on 4-1. Jamie Lee Curtis moves on 4-1 to the next round. Only time she's winning that one. Sharon starts us off.
Yeah.
Is it Dreamgirls or Mulan?
Oh, both nice, good films, but I'm just not a big cartoon person, so I'm gonna give it to Dreamgirls and again Beyonce.
Harley's in comments.
I don't even know who the names of these things are because I'm watching what Harley just said. So
Harley's in comments. She replies, "Boobies are nice, really nice," and she's also, even though she spelled it wrong,
Facts.
going with Mulan. All right.
Ah, sorry to
Sharon,
disappoint you there, Harley.
Sharon went with Dreamgirls. I love Dreamgirls. I love the music on Dreamgirls. However, Mulan is. I believe in quotables. Quotables have the tendency to not only let you enjoy the movie then, but allows you to enjoy the movie on your daily basis type thing. So quotables does have an added bonus for stuff. Dreamgirls does not have a lot of quotables in it. However, Mulan, like Shrek, is full of it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he was 5 feet in front of you. Mulan gets my vote. Mike, Mulan, Dreamgirls.
you guys are gonna hate me. I love some of his other movies, so I'm still in Kevin's vote, and I'm going Dreamgirls.
Oh, you dick.
Oh,
I know.
Strategic vote. I get
know.
you,
Very
but
strategic.
Where's the tomatoes? Boo.
They're rotten.
Kevin, your vote does not officially count, but where would your vote have gone to?
I would have went with with Donkey as a dragon.
Mulan would have gotten that vote, which means it would have been a tie-breaking decision going down to Kaya. Kaya, is it Mulan or Dreamgirls?
Mulan.
Which means that was a good call.
I know.
3-2. Dreamgirls moves on to the next round.
Dave's Dreamgirls. Woohoo!
I like girls. I mean women, but you know.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The only thing I can see
I'll be
that
back.
the reason he did that is because he didn't want Shrek and Mulan to face in the finals
Aha. Okay.
or to face at all, because he hasn't seen the board. But yes, Mulan and Shrek are on two different sides.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any other movie winning this besides Shrek now. So I'm sorry, that was going to be a damn good final.
I wouldn't pick Shrek over some of these movies. No.
Yeah,
I
is
would.
Coming to America
There's-
still in?
Yeah.
Yep, Coming to America is in. By the way, I start that one off. It's either Coming to America 1 or Dr. Dolittle, both of these are 5-0 last round. I'm gonna go nostalgia on this one. Nostalgia for me off of this one. And growing up, Dr. Dolittle was such a funny movie for me. And it got me in trouble because I used to think that I could talk to animals too.
Aw.
And
You can. You can talk to animals.
they just can't
They
talk back.
just won't talk back. Yeah.
However, it got me in trouble because I lived in a poor part of town, and a lot of people thought I was on drugs. So,
Aw.
Dr. Dolittle will be getting my vote off of that one, knowing that it's not going to win. Mike, is it Dr. Dolittle or Coming to America?
It's Dr. Dolittle.
Gets another one.
Kevin's face. Huh? That was shocking.
Kevin.
Okay, I feel like I have to steal Kai's vote here and go Coming to America.
I knew it. I knew it.
Whoa.
How was
I have
actually
to.
gonna do
Just
it?
I have to.
He
I
was kind
wanted
of
to
forced into that.
I wanted to save it for to try to get Trading Places up a little bit harder, more, but I can't. I got to use it here.
Power move, Kev. I love it.
I don't. You know what? I think Trading Places is probably going to the finals the way it's set.
And this
So-
is the movie for the callback. Trading Places called back on. I'm sorry. Coming to America called back on Trading Places.
Which means it is a tie-breaking decision. Sorry, by the way, Kaya, was it Dr. Dolittle or Coming to America?
It was actually going to be Dr. Dolittle as well.
So it is a tie-breaking decision, and I'm pretty sure the reason he did that is because Sharon, being the more seasoned of us,
I'm extremely seasoned. Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Lowry's.
Say it that
I
way.
mean, I think the only salty one here is Kevin. So,
That's a good one. That's good.
which mean, and the only reason I say that is because I think, off the top of my head, I think Sharon would probably go more on the entire Coming to America side rather than the Dr. Dolittle side due to age. So that was a good call as far as that one goes. However, being that she's a writer,
True.
and being that she's a writer, and Dr. Dolittle is an actual book.
Yes, that's true. It's based on
It could be a split type thing. So
Somebody had to write a script
Yeah. The problem is
for Coming to
yeah,
America.
Sure.
So, Sharon,
Mhm.
you are tie-breaking decision, and we know who is going to be facing in the next round. Do you want this
Oh.
option?
You mean as in it could potentially help me make my decision?
It might not.
No, I don't think it's going to impact my answer one way or the other. So we can keep that a secret
All right.
until later. All
Is
right?
it Dr. Dolittle or Coming to America?
You know, I'm old enough to remember the Dr. Dolittle with Rex Harrison. And it's just so but I loved Coming to America. I still laugh hysterically at that film. And kid you not, guys, this just came across my phone as we were talking about this film earlier. Evidently, John Amos died in August, but his family's like only announcing his death
Oh wow.
now
Yeah.
because evidently there was some family drama, and of course he played the owner of McDowell's.
McDowell's, yeah.
Yeah, with the two beautiful daughters, and he's the one who hired Akeem. You know, so I just think that's stunning that we're here talking about this movie, and we just found out about his death. He was in his 80s. 84.
One day you can work your way up to the fries where the big bucks are made.
That's right. That's where the big bucks. Right now, I'm on fries. So yes, it's Coming to America for me.
2 M's.
No, you.
I'm so sorry.
Man,
Coming to America moves on
did not want
3-2,
to have
faces
to
a
waste
5-0.
that there.
Faces 5-0 in the next round. Mike
Yo,
starts us off on this one. It's a 5-0 facing a 4-1. Is it 48 hours or life?
Ooh.
oh man, I've already blown everything, haven't I?
Yes.
I mean,
He's got nothing.
you did have
left.
your camera off, so we don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
I
is
was, I was, I
Rip
was
shot.
not going. I was not going to the bathroom in my luxury living room, as you can see. You know, I will go life. I think that's probably the more popular thing, and it could lose next round, which is fine, or but I think there's more of a more passion behind that. I think.
life gets a vote, Kevin. Life for 48 hours.
I'm good with either one of these. I love both of these movies. So, but if I have to pick one, I'm gonna go. Oh, I can't even do it. Roxanne, you don't have to turn on the red light. Roxanne.
I still say my favorite rendition of that has got to be from the rise of Taj. It's a Van Wilder movie.
Hmm.
He has to. I can't remember the guy's. I can picture him, but I can't remember his name. He he has to recite poetry like just off the top of his head at this like big wig thing in like London type place that is a big ass fancy school. And he doesn't have one, so he recites that song just in verse form, like he's doing poetry, like a poetry slam type thing. It's one of my favorite scenes from his movies. It's fucking great. Anyway, your final vote is for Audioland.
Oh, mine. 48 hours.
Just for people who don't catch that reference. Kaya, is it 48 hours or life?
Life.
Gets another one. Sharon.
you know, for the first time ever, as a honorary Swedish bastard, I'm gonna have to steal your vote, Freddie,
Oh,
because I really want Trading Places to go through.
Well, we're not voting on Trading Places.
Oh,
No, but
wait a
she's
minute. I'm
going-
sorry. I'm sorry.
oh no.
Wait. I'm sorry. Trading. You're right. I've got these two movies mixed up in my head. I want Coming to America to go through.
And we're not voting on that either.
What are we voting on?
It already went through.
48 hours on life.
48
Jesus.
hours. I want that one to go through. Whatever. That's the one I want to go through. Jesus. It's late, guys.
Yeah.
I had wine at dinner.
Praise
It's
him.
all right. 48 hours gets 2 votes off that one. I would have gone for life on this one. I personally think it's a
I
funnier
figured
movie.
you
It's a
would.
much better movie when you come down to it. Again, I would highly recommend watching the movie, watching live. It may not sway your vote as far as 48 hours goes, but it still
Yep.
it will get you laughing. If it does
on
sway
my
your vote, let me know, because like
Okay.
Both of them are good. Yeah.
yeah, they're both good, but I still think life is better.
I can't
Um,
believe I totally lost track of which movie we were doing.
It keeps
You were like
regular.
3 behind.
No. Jesus.
You should have saved
40
it for
hours is
Trading
off.
Places, though.
Ah, yeah. I could have saved it for that, but I had a feeling Freddie was going to go for life.
Kevin
Better
starts us off.
Yes.
Is it Bowfinger or Daddy Daycare? 4-1 to 5-0.
Daddy Daycare.
Gets a vote. Kaya.
What I said earlier, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Daycare. Easily. I missed. What do you mean you missed? I missed.
Sharon.
Trading Places. No, I'm just kidding. Bowfinger.
Oh, I almost thought about it.
Bowfinger gets a vote. Bowfinger gets a second vote. I appreciate this movie. I think it's far funnier than Daddy Daycare. Having said that, I'm also a father,
Yep.
Yeah.
so I
Mhm.
appreciate Daddy Daycare. But as far as movie for movie goes, taking my own personal stuff out of it, I think Bowfinger is a better movie, which makes it a tie-breaking decision coming down to Mike. Mike,
God.
do you want to know
Drum
who is facing in the next round? I appreciate if you would say yes.
No. Say no and just say Daddy Daycare, please. I should
Well,
have stolen a vote.
No,
I so thought about it.
it's fine. I would like to know, just because you want to be appreciated. I love you. So
It's either Daddy Daycare or Bowfinger facing Trading Places in the next round.
Ooh,
okay, it was gonna be Daddy Daycare no matter what. So okay.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. I just wanted to remind Sharon where
Thank you.
Trading Places is.
I figured there was
It's
something
Dylan.
there. So I
Watch
got my boy.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh. Whew.
3-2 faces the 4-1 in the next round. Kaya starts this one off and finishes out round 2. Is it Imagine That moving on 3-2 last round, or 1,000 Words 5-0?
I have seen both of these movies. 1,000 Words. Yes.
Get to vote, Sharon.
1,000 words. Yep.
The writer in me has to go with 1,000 words.
And the politician in me have to go with 1,000 words as well. Mike, 1,000 words, or Imagine That.
Jumanji.
You're supposed to yell that, but okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I
this is-
have hemorrhoids. No, that's from The Office. Sure, I'll go 1,000 words. We'll just keep it going. I've never seen it.
And you should. It's a good movie. Mike
I will
just
watch
voted.
it.
Mike just voted. So is Kevin. Kevin, finish this out. 1,000 words, or Imagine That.
Oh, I imagine that I will choose 1,000 words.
I like that.
Nice. turn.
5-0 moves on to the next round. There is one movie that has the ability to have a pearl necklace so far.
Shrek.
And that is, there's just one out of the 8 that we have left. So keep that in mind. We'll be right back right after this break. We have a thank you to review this week. There it is. Kaya hasn't been on a thank you to review yet, so hasn't had the ability yet. So there's this. Before I became a
Nice.
Before I became a podcaster, I never thought all these requests for 5-star reviews actually mattered. Well, I was wrong. But being the bastards that we are, we're not just going to ask you to spend those 3 seconds with nothing in return. It's kind of rude. However, I'll trade you for it. If you send us a screenshot of your 5-star review, either on YouTube or whatever your favorite podcaster happens to be, along with a matchup that you want us to vote on, we will not only shout you out on the show as a thank you, but we'll do your matchup live on air. It will be our thank you to review. This is actually the first time in a while. This is a this or that question. We have not had a matchup in a while. They're kind of open questions. However, Bobby writes us, "Greetings, bastards. Congrats on your upcoming 150 episodes." It was written a couple weeks ago. That takes dedication. Now, admittedly, I haven't listened to all of them. I mean, 150 shows, average maybe 2 hours of each. That's, well, a lot. Back to back, that's almost 2 weeks. And the rest of the content, well, that's well over 2 weeks. So for dedication alone, the 5 stars is reserved. I hope to get a question in, though, this or that. Preferred show length. Do you go under or over 2 hours? Thank you for reading, Bobby Keating. By the way, I do appreciate the name Keating. By the way, it's one of my favorite Robin Williams roles.
Mhm.
As far as "Oh Captain, My Captain" and Dead Poet Society. So shout out to Bobby on that one. This question is, do you prefer shows? And I don't know if this is recording or listening to. So do you prefer shows that go over 2 hours or under 2 hours? Mike, we're going to start on you on this one.
Well, we're approaching that right now.
Yeah.
Right. We better get zippy.
Okay, but it also depends on who I've been with the host. The one for the mic bracket and the one with it was like the penis bracket. Very very small, giggity. So I don't have. I have to vote whether I like them more or less. I kind of like more actually sometimes because it gives a chance for everybody to speak their own opinion and it shows that everybody knows more about what they're doing. So that's my opinion.
Over 2 hours gets a nod on that one. Kevin, do you prefer shows that are over or under 2 hours?
Well, Mike, I respect your opinion. Under 2 hours is how I prefer. Sometimes these days can get a little long, so I'll go under 2 hours.
Giggity.
Like, speaking of the penis bracket, Sharon, do you prefer shows over or under 2 hours?
Well, as a listener or as a participant? I mean,
Questions up to you. It could be both.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I would have to say, in my experience as a temporary, occasional bastard, just by virtue of the fact that I am on the other side of the world and it's 7 hours later here, I tend to lean toward the shorter show because that just makes my life simpler. But I also can totally understand and respect what Mike is saying. I love the fact that this is kind of open ended. You're not trying to hit a target. You're not trying to slice it and dice it down to a certain thing. And everybody does have an opportunity to share what they think about and some interesting things that they know. So I love that it's kind of open ended. But for me personally, I would say less than 2 hours, only because it's always past my bedtime when we finish up.
And Kaya, as a podcaster himself and a listener of the show, do you prefer shows over or under 2 hours?
Yes, you were correct about the podcast. The thing, it kind of always depends on how good the flow is. If you're somebody who can flow with multiple people in the conversation, like for instance, some of these movies I've never heard of, but I try my best to still flow with it to where I still understand what the movie is about or like why people vote this over that over a movie, let's say that I've seen, but the movie that I've seen actually gets outvoted, if you get what I mean. I did not mean for that to rhyme either. But and also with I think Sharon said it earlier that a lot of people have short attention spans these days. So like if you're not really catching the eye and whatnot, it's easy for them to skip before the 2 hour mark anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say under 2 hours probably.
I'm torn on this one, to be perfectly honest, because it depends on the content. Like I can listen to. I'm a huge.
For 5 hours.
Yeah, our Bluey episode. We had a 32 count episode of just for Bluey, but we talked for 3.5 hours.
Wow.
About a TV show that's like 7 minutes long. That's that, but the content. And all you Bluey fans out there, if you have a chance to go check out this show, go check out the show. We had some audio issues that nobody told me about. They were on my end, which means I can't hear them until until I actually edit the show. And I was super pissed because it was one of my favorite content-wise shows that we've done, and I was gearing up for it for like 9 months.
Aww.
It is one of my favorite. Not my favorite guest, but one of my favorite gets as a guest that we've ever had. And to have audio issues, like it kind of sounded like people were underwater at times, which pissed me off. And but we talked about Bluey for that long. I could do that easily. I can listen to wrestling podcast for 3 hours easily, type thing, because there's so many different stuff that goes on. But then again, if I'm listening to somebody who's doing a TED Talk, for instance, but they talk like a college professor that just woke up 10 minutes earlier. So they kind of sound like they're drunk or hungover, or they're insulting your time by talking like William Shatner. I can't do that. Like, I can't listen to a show that's 2 hours long with somebody doing that. So this is completely content based. I work, I do DoorDash and some other stuff like that too. So I work a majority in my car. I have the ability to go out and listen to 3-hour long podcasts like it's nothing, and it takes whatever. So I think this is depending on who the person is. We produce a show once a week. So I always tell people who not really complain, but they comment about the time that we do. It's like, oh, your shows are kind of long. I go, you don't have to listen to it all at one time. We had somebody write in about a month or so ago, month to whatever, when we started doing this. And she said that what she does is that she listens to it on her way to class, and she'll try to aim it where walking from one class to the next class, she can do it in between rounds. So when she's done with class, she can just listen to the next round and move on to whatever. It's not something you have to listen to from beginning to end to get the entire gist, which is why our show is different. When it comes to other shows, there's a lot of times I'm left wanting more. There's a lot of times I skip through it because there's shit that I don't really care about, but there's other stuff in this show that I do. Wrestling podcast, when they start talking about TNA or AEW, stuff that I don't watch, I have a tendency to skip through it. I'm just not going to. So that's kind of where I'm at. I try to aim. My goal for this show, as I'm done editing it, is around 2 hours. Somewhere between about an hour and a half to 2 hours is my goal. So that's where I try to do it, because it seems like a perfect time period. So, Bobby Keating, I appreciate your question. You are officially part of the Thank You To Review crew, as always. And if you want to be part of this crew as well, send us, as I said before, a 5-star on. You can't send a 5-star on YouTube. YouTube doesn't work that way. But if you send us a subscription type clip, whatever, screenshot of that, so you are subscribed to the channel, or on Spotify or stuff like that, a 5-star review and whatever question you or whatever stuff that you want us to send us, we will go ahead and read it out for you as well, and give you our opinions on such things. That's exactly how that works. Welcome back for round 3 and beyond. It looks like Kaya starts this one off. Is it Nutty Professor or 48 hours?
Nutty Professor
Gets a vote. Sharon.
I'm going to have to go with 48 hours. That was a heavy sigh.
Mike, I believe in you.
I love you so much. I've done so much.
The restraining order is officially done, so don't worry about that.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna go with Nutty. I'm gonna go. I was gonna steal Kevin's vote, but I think I can save it. I'm gonna go for Nutty Professor on this one. Mike, is it Nutty Professor or 48 hours?
No, it's Nutty Professor.
I'm so glad you had my back on that one. Nutty Professor gets a vote. Kevin.
Oh, you know it's 48 hours.
Yes, I can.
I seriously, that you were my only question mark. There, Mike.
Really?
I knew
Really?
Kevin. I knew Kevin, and I knew Sharon was going to go for 48 hours. I knew Sharon was because she used her steal a vote on 48 hours, even though she didn't know what she was voting for.
That's right.
But yeah, Nutty Professor 3-2 moves on to the next round.
That's a great movie. I'm surprised I kept it hidden. I was quoting the movie the whole time.
Sly one there, Mike.
Sharon.
Yes.
Is it? This one's gonna hurt you, and I apologize. Is it Dreamgirls or 1,000 Words?
Oh, this does hurt me.
Just say it.
See?
Just say the F you, Freddy. It'll be okay.
No, but you know, a
But you
lot of
can't. We did this to ourselves.
Yeah, we kind of did. I'm going to, as much as I'm inspired by and can't wait to watch 1,000 Words, I have seen Dreamgirls. I love the music from Dreamgirls. I'm going to go with Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls gets a vote. That also knocks out our final movie that did not have a vote against it. That is the first vote against 1,000 Words this
Offense
entire
against
show
it.
so far. However, I am a fan of musicals. I am also a fan of writers. I'm a fan of words. I'm a fan of I know what words have the ability to do not only to people but for people.
Yep.
And even on Bastards Backstage, I tell one of our final questions is if you could have the soapbox moment, and I give you as much time as you want, but you can have a soapbox moment to just say what you need to say. What would you want to say? 1,000 Words gives you the ability to do that. So I love the premise. I love the comedy, even though it's downplayed a lot in this movie, but more for what it's trying to tell you without being super preachy about it.
Yep.
Which is kind of left to me. I'm going to go with 1,000 Words on this one. But I'm
Oh, he has a dilemma.
Oh,
Freddie has a dilemma.
hesitate.
I do. No, I do. Okay. Okay. No, the reason why.
I don't have the contact order anymore.
No. The reason why is because I think Sharon is the only real person that would vote for Dreamgirls. Context wise. Yes.
Okay. In the next matchup, is that what you're talking about?
No, in this one.
In this one. Okay, well.
So I was going to steal a vote. I'm not going to now. Mike, is it 1,000 Words or Dreamgirls?
Yeah, I got my boy Kevin here. 1,000 Words.
Gets a vote. Kevin.
Dreamgirls has Halle Berry, right?
Wait, what?
No, that was
No.
Boomerang.
It's
Okay, well
Beyonce
then.
and
It's got
We'll do
Beyonce,
1,000.
but
I thought
1,000
he
words.
really liked
1,000
that.
words.
1,000
1,000
yeah.
words. I just wanted to give Mike a little heart palpitation.
It started. It started.
I'm really glad I saved that because I was gonna steal Kaya's vote, just to steal somebody's vote. And as a new person on the show, it is kind of traditional for me to steal the new person's vote just so they get their vote stolen once.
I
With
already
that,
did by Kevin earlier.
yeah. Well, I still had to. Kaya finishes out. Is it Dreamgirls or 1,000 Words?
Easily 1,000 Words. I've actually never watched the other movie, so.
It's a good movie too, but so it's 4-1. The one vote against it. So now we cannot have a pearl necklace on this show.
God, I love a pearl
And
necklace.
how appropriate that the chick spoils the pearl necklace.
It would be funny to have a pearl necklace and only have one female on the show. By the way, for everybody out there, I did not name this entire pearl necklace thing. I had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
It was 3 girls. No, you can go back. Listen, this is the Disney episode. This is Disney Part 2 that we just did a couple episodes ago. 3 girls named this entire thing. There was no guy. I was planning on calling it like a Cinderella episode type thing.
Cinderella story.
Yeah, it was a Cinderella story. No, they went dirty with it, not me. Okay?
Slipper that
I
fits.
would have. I don't disagree with them, but I'm just saying it was not me. 1,000 Words moves on. 4-1. I start this one off. This one I am going to steal a vote.
Oh no!
Oh.
Crap. It's gonna-
I know what I know what it is too. Watch. Say it.
Oh
Say it.
no, it's gonna be
Just say
mine.
Sharon, I will be
Oh.
stealing your vote.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
I am
All right.
voting. I am voting for Shrek. You are also voting for Shrek,
Okay.
which means
Oh,
Shrek is up against Coming to America.
No,
Wait until the next time. Wait until the next time. I thought it
Freddie,
was something
that's a
else.
good one.
That's why I said he's gonna
Come
go
on,
out
guys.
and be with this.
Coming to America is a classic. It's much better than Shrek.
No.
Yes,
No.
it is.
I can't.
It really is.
Mike, nail in the
Come on,
coffin,
Mike.
please.
Yeah, I'm
Whatever you
going
like.
Shrek.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
You already know what I'm going on, so
It wouldn't have mattered.
Kevin's
It
the
wouldn't-
only one here. Kevin's the only one here.
Kevin.
Kevin,
It's co-
is it Coming to America or Shrek?
Coming to America and all over each and every one of you who voted against this movie.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
couldn't
Shrek
help
around
Kev.
and find out, I guess.
Shrek around and find out. Uh,
So
Eddie Murphy isn't even the lead. It's Mike Myers.
No, it wouldn't be as
But
iconic.
Shrek the
It's
donkey
a
is the
duel.
best.
It's a duo. Come on.
Kaya, is your vote Coming to America or Shrek?
Well, I'll tell you, it is not Coming to America. It is Shrek.
Which means Shrek does move on 4-1 to the next round. But Sharon, since I stole your vote,
Good job,
yeah.
Freddie.
which apparently I didn't need to,
Yeah,
No.
I was gonna say that was kind of a wasted move, dude.
but hey, I needed to. There's nothing else. This is the last time that I could have stolen a vote, actually, and I
Yeah.
do apologize for not warning you guys. No. There's one more. The next vote is the last time you can steal your vote, which is the reason I didn't warn you.
We still have-
There's the next vote is the last time you can steal a vote, and the only person to have the steal a vote left is Kaya.
No, I like that. I go with him
So-
on movement spots. So
But anyway, back to the situation at hand. Sharon, would it have been Coming to America or Shrek?
Probably coming into. It would have been Coming to America.
With that, Shrek moves on 4-1.
I'm with you, Sharon. I'm with you. Me and you. It's me and you all the way on this.
You bet, Kev.
These guys don't know
love you,
good.
Sharon.
These guys don't know cinema.
I still love you, Sharon.
Thanks.
Mike,
These youngsters.
Yeah, babies.
but everyone out there, this is the last time to steal a vote. Kaya is the only one with the steal a vote left.
Wait.
Mike starts us off. Is it Daddy Daycare or Trading Places?
Kai, you got my back. All right. It's Daddy Daycare.
Hey. Whew. I'm waiting. I'm so anxious right now.
Kevin,
Just wait. Just wait.
I know what's coming, dude.
Kevin,
He's crying.
It's not gonna matter, is
Trading Places.
Kaya.
So I am gonna steal a vote.
Yep.
And do you know who it's by? I'm gonna let you guys guess first before I do it.
I don't even know it's either Freddie or Sharon, but I'll say Sharon. I'll say Sharon.
You are correct. You are correct.
It's either Freddie or Sharon.
Sharon. It is Sharon. Whew. Okay,
Shut out again.
so to quickly have a
Oh.
sidebar, in wrestling there's things called faces and heels. I am
Mhm.
going to be the biggest heel with what I'm doing. So I am stealing the vote from Sharon
Nah.
and I am voting for Daddy Daycare.
Yep.
It would have went through anyway. I think Freddie would
Yeah,
have chose it
Freddie
anyway.
would've went
So.
to Daddy Daycare.
Sharon, what would have your vote been?
It would have totally been Trading Places.
My vote
Such a good
also.
movie. Dan Aykroyd, Don Amici.
My vote also would have gone for Trading Places.
Oh,
Oh, oh, that hurts my heart.
I voted
That so
against.
hurts my heart.
Kevin's decimated right now.
Who invited this dude on the show, Freddie? Come on.
Dude,
I
dude,
told
dude,
you the biggest heel.
dude, this guy's back anytime. I don't care.
That was worse than mine, man. That's
Oh man, this is the first time I've ever had my vote stolen twice,
In a row.
Yeah.
baby.
dude. Don't feel bad on Q. I think Q's birthday. This last time, every single person on the show stole Q's vote,
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
except for Q. But of course, but
Well, yeah, if he get, yeah.
And it wasn't even a bracket he cared for.
it was like fine.
Rob Williams was that?
Yeah.
Hey, who won
Probably.
that? Which one won that?
I watched that.
Patch Adams.
Yep.
Oh, that was a good movie.
He,
That
he,
surprised me.
he
Actually,
got rid of Hook though. I remember. I think he stole Kevin's vote or something.
Yeah.
Got rid of Hook, and it was
Hook should've
just
made it.
about to win.
all right, Daddy Daycare.
It's
Daddy
great.
daycare.
This bracket is flawed right now. This it is
Honestly,
completely
I
flawed.
can just go to bed now. I mean,
It's happened.
like
It's happened against me
11:30,
before, so I'm
guys.
happy for it to happen for me.
I just right then and there, I felt like I ran a mile. Like my chest.
Doesn't it feel great to just be a dick at times? Like it's just
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
causing
Well,
chaos across the board, man.
welcome, Kaya.
and
All right,
across the
update.
sea.
Update. Causing chaos across the world. Update. Still votes are off the board. All 5 were used. With that one, he waited to the last fucking minute to do it, and he did it. He did it well.
I
Was
couldn't
against
his
me.
internet have went out.
Please no.
However, blowing a load. Mike and Kaya are the only 2 to blow a load so far. So myself, Kevin, and Sharon also
Yeah, I
have the
went way
ability.
early as usual.
We have 1, 2. We have 4 matchups left in this show to blow a load. Okay. 3 people left to do it. Kevin starts us off. Pick one of these final 4. Is it Shrek, 1,000 Words, Nutty Professor, or Daddy Daycare?
I'll pick Shrek.
Shrek is the first matchup we're going with. Is it Shrek or Nutty Professor?
Fuck both of these movies.
I'm on the opposite. I love both of them.
You know what? Just to be a completionist like you, Freddie, I'll blow my note. Blow my load.
I could have sworn you said
I'm so
no.
I'm so mad I can't even. I'm so mad I can't even talk. I'll blow my.
We love you, Kevin. We love you.
Wait, I'm 2 times the heel. I'm not only did dastardly tactics to Sharon, but to Kevin too.
All right,
Yes.
And
Kevin.
to Freddie.
Kevin is a completionist. He did decide to blow his load. Kaya is also a completionist. He's used both of his lifelines so far. Kaya, is it Shrek or Nutty Professor?
Easily Shrek.
Easily Shrek gets a nod. Sharon,
Shrek for me also.
really? I thought you didn't like cartoons.
I don't, but it's not that I don't like cartoons. It's just I really thought Shrek was incredibly clever, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So
It gets a vote. It also gets to win because I'm going to go with Shrek on this one as well. Mike, is it Shrek or Nutty Professor?
I would actually agree with Kevin when it comes down to this, that Eddie Murphy's not the main. I would have gone Nutty Professor because Eddie Murphy's like 6 of the main. So, I would have gone with Nutty Professor on this one.
Kevin, you blew your load. Is it Shrek or Nutty Professor?
It's Nutty Professor.
3-2. Moving on to the finals. Nutty
Nutter
moves
Nutter.
down. Nutty moves down to the possibility of 3rd place on this one. Kaya starts us off. Is it Daddy Daycare or 1,000 Words?
Daddy Daycare. I actually really enjoy both these movies, but Daddy Daycare.
Gets a vote. Sharon.
Well, since Daddy Daycare locked out the last movie I super really cared about,
Kevin and
I'm gonna
Sharon are
have to vote.
voting.
I'm gonna have to vote for 1,000 words.
Yeah, just for it. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the vitriol on that one. I really do. I appreciate the hate, like the hate flowing
went
through you
through.
on that one. Because to be perfectly honest, I wanted Trading Places to move on as well because it would have been so much better if 1,000 words beat out Trading Places.
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't have.
Okay.
It wouldn't have. Trading Places would have demolished 1,000 words. However, 1,000 words is a far better movie than Daddy Daycare is. I appreciate dads being shouted out, but I also appreciate the acknowledgement that words matter.
Mhm.
So, and especially in today with the entire being bullied situation being as prevalent as it is, good and bad. One is being talked about. Two, it's still happening. So good and bad on both sides. I'm gonna go with 1,000 words on this one. Mike, Daddy Daycare, 1,000 words.
I'm going Daddy Daycare because that's my dream job, is to be a sugar daddy that just takes care of kids and can stay at home and cook.
I wouldn't mind it, to be perfectly
I was
honest.
gonna say,
Honestly, it'd be
the-
great. I love kids. I love, my daughter. I love taking care of kids. Don't take that the wrong way.
I wasn't going to.
But I saw you laughing. I was like, I honestly think I just have that mentality of like I can be responsible and also take care of kids, and it would be fun to do.
Which means that-
Kevin's just holding.
Which means it is a tie-breaking decision
I'm
coming
not
down to Kevin.
picky.
Kevin, knowing that Trading Places got cut at the knees by Daddy Daycare,
Okay.
is it
Objection.
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 Exactly.
You're
But-
influencing the witness. You're
You are.
You're leading the witness.
Yellow card,
Um,
yellow card.
If we are talking the better movie, Daddy Daycare is the better movie. But knowing that it's Kai's favorite movie, fuck you, Kai.
No.
1,000 words.
No.
oh shit.
I'm so glad I came back for this. I'm having so much fun.
My
Extra
stomach
bastardy
hurts. I'm
tonight.
sorry.
Mhm.
I just Kevin. I never know with Kevin, and it always makes me laugh.
While you guys were talking about 1,000 words or Daddy Daycare, I was watching Kevin's screen. He was just like,
Mhm.
yep, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. He's like, and especially since I'm the last one,
Yep.
I'm the last one. Yeah.
Sharon,
Yeah.
third place. You and myself have not blown a load. Is it Nutty Professor or Daddy Daycare? Both of these are 3-2 last round. So
You should do it together.
wouldn't be the first time. But
Daddy Daycare or the Nutty Professor?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Nutty Professor. Eddie Murphy played a bunch of different roles in that film and did a fine job at it, as he usually does. So I'll go with
Amazing
that one.
job.
Yep.
I'm torn on this one, to be perfectly honest, because
And Natalie
I
Imbruglia.
like the idea that fathers are being represented in movies because they're usually not. However, I agree with Sharon on this one. And as far as an Eddie Murphy movie,
Mm-hmm.
because in Daddy Daycare he was part of an ensemble. In Nutty Professor he was the ensemble.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give it to Nutty Professor because it's more of a Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
with my logic, Mike, is it Nutty Professor or Daddy Daycare?
My perfect two, coming down to this just for comedy wise, like slapstick, I know is lame at times, but the Nutty Professor, I thought it was gonna be Nutty Professor and Shrek, but I don't know if that wouldn't have worked on the bracket wise. But Nutty Professor is just, it's got it's kind of like Tommy Boy, where it's got the stupid moments that, like, they're so dumb, but you still laugh. Like farts are funny. Farts are always funny.
Always.
At my family dinner, Like, it was my mom sitting at one end, my dad sitting the other, me and my brother sitting by each other, and we would all just have competitions on who could be the loudest. Because my dad would go, is this big 6'5" guy, and my mom would just go, oh. But like my dad was cool with it, so like we're all just thinking, oh, it's funny, So like when I watched The Professor, it was like my childhood. So and my brother clearing out a 24-hour diner, in Arkansas with a hard seat like McDonald's style rip. I mean,
I remember that story.
yeah, there was
Where
like
in
nobody
Arkansas?
there except one person just mopping the floor, and his wife and me, and he farts so loud it just sounds like a complete rip, like for 5 seconds. And she's like, I'm done. She was so mad. Even the person working looked at him like, what did you just do? And I'm sitting there crying. So for Nutty Professor, for just that fart scene alone, I want to give it third place. And I'm sorry that I took so long to say that, but
No, you're good.
Where in Arkansas, real quick?
Fayetteville.
Wow, that's insane. That's actually where I grew up, was Fayetteville, Springdale.
That's where my
area.
ex-wife is from, and that's where my brother's wife is from too.
Fayetteville or Springdale?
Because
Because I grew up kind of in both.
So Springdale was just north, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because I know I've been in Springdale too. Because my ex-wife's like grandparents, I think, live in Springdale by like the Lake Beaver or the Beaver Lake.
Beaver Lake. Yep.
Yep. So yeah,
On that side. Yep.
so it's cool.
Nerd Professor gets a vote. Kevin.
So just to make it close, but no cigar for Kai, I'll go Daddy Daycare.
Mm. All right. You already know my pick.
Daddy
Daddy Daycare.
daycare. I don't blame you.
Nutty gets third place.
That sounds wrong. Just the way
Nutty.
Nutty gets third place.
It's
Jesus.
not Groundhog Day.
Oh, I love that movie.
I think that movie might be in an upcoming bracket that we have called the most overrated movies of all time.
Oh,
I'm not
come
saying
on.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. That's where because people say overrated and bad are the same thing. It's not.
Can I join still to make sure it's not?
Oh, my overrated movie is something. I'll tell you.
Like
it's a
for
Disney
for
movie.
instance, I personally think the movie Citizen Kane, which is rated one of the best movies of all time, is completely overrated. Godfather.
Yeah. They're
Godfather is completely overrated.
So you're secretly
Star Wars,
Peter Griffin.
completely overrated.
Star Wars is not
doesn't
only
like-
overrated; it's just crap.
He doesn't like Star Wars.
I don't like Star Wars either.
I'm not a Star Wars person either. Well, can
Oh
we
my
have an
God! Thank God we're not doing a Star
bracket?
Wars bracket, or me and
Right.
Kevin.
We no. I say, were you here for the Star Wars bracket, Mike?
Yeah, I think so because I love Star Wars.
You remember what won the Star Wars bracket?
I'm pretty sure it was something I didn't like.
The Clone Wars.
No. Okay. For everybody out there who hasn't watched it,
It was
listened to
May
it, whatever.
4th. It was something like that. It was around in May, right?
The two movies. Okay, sorry. In second place was the Phineas and Ferb version of Star Wars.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I remember that. That was crap.
The winner. No, I Harley said Spaceballs. No, Spaceballs actually went out in first round. It pissed me off, but there was a not blowing a load. There was a Steelers vote involved with Spaceballs getting outed on that one. No, the winner of the Star Wars bracket was a movie called Star Wars.
Oh my gosh! Yes. Because that was I kept voting for it because it said whores. Because I was so mad because like the Blue Harvest from like Family Guy, certain things didn't make it through, and we were just all voting on the horror version of it, and it was so yeah. I remember that. That was one of my first brackets too.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Star Wars won. I thought of Zach and Mary Make a Porno when they make that same movie.
anyway, Nutty Professor gets third place on this one. I start this one off. I am also going to be a man of completion on here. I will be blowing my load. Mike starts this off. Is it Shrek moving on 3-2 or 1,000 Words also moving on 3-2? Last round
I will go Shrek.
gets a vote. Kevin,
I refuse to vote for Shrek. 1,000 Words.
Kaya,
Shrek, easily Shrek.
Oh my gosh. Come on,
Come on,
Sharon.
Sharon. Come on, Sharon.
Sharon. We love you.
So hold on for a minute. Sharon.
Don't
Sharon's
do
a-
that.
No.
What?
Sharon's a writer. Sharon's
Yeah, I
a
know,
writer.
it doesn't
So
matter.
she
never
might
seen
be
a
kind of
1,000
torn on
Words.
this one because Shrek has a whole bunch of literary characters in it.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Really
there's a whole
does.
bunch of storybook involved with that. But she also knows the power of words,
Mm-hmm.
which is what the movie 1,000 Words is about.
And this
So-
is an Eddie Murphy
Oh my
movie.
gosh.
Shrek is not an Eddie Murphy movie. It's a Michael Myers movie.
True.
It's
but-
a Mike Myers movie.
Michael Myers.
Yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Myers.
Okay, Mike
Not
Myers.
Halloween.
So,
That Canadian.
and she also knows that I blew my load.
He is
I
Canadian.
know, which means that I can. It'll all be down to.
Freddie,
Oh, Sharon,
anyways.
blow your
Yeah.
load. Just blow it. I'm done talking.
Just
Wait a minute, I can't blow. What
Yeah, you
difference
can.
would it
You
make?
shot.
Yeah,
You have the
you can blow
ability. It
your
was just
load,
me and
yeah.
you. That's it.
Just don't wait. Yeah, you can do it now.
But if
It's
I
your last
blow-
opportunity.
How does that mean? But how does that work then? Because you blow your load, you're supposed to be able to go last, right?
Well, you
And
would
if somebody
go
else
last,
blows
yeah.
their load after you, you are no longer
Yeah.
going last. You're
Freddie
going
already
directly
blew
before
it,
them.
So you'd be after Freddie.
Oh wow! I don't want the pressure of that. I don't want the pressure.
Well, the
pressure's
I'm
gonna
gonna go-
bust.
I'm going with 1,000 words.
It is 1,000
Oh,
Words
God.
gets that vote. Sharon is the only one not to come to completion. Everyone else
I'm the
used.
only
That's
woman,
usually
of
happens, yeah.
course.
That makes sense.
I know, can't make up her mind.
I'm out. The contest, Seinfeld.
You know what? Yeah, I'm out.
I'm
I
out.
almost broke my fucking finger on that one.
Please.
I can appreciate that Shrek is a damn good movie, and it deserves either
It is.
first or second place. It deserves to be the spot that it's in. However,
Oh my-
Shrek is also won
Another bracket?
another bracket.
Wow.
It's come close to winning multiples, actually, to be
Oh.
perfectly honest.
Why is he
can't-
in this thing?
Because it's Shrek 1, 2, and 3 are in this. It's an
You could have put two
Eddie
and
Murphy.
three, and they would have been out, and then one would have never even been in there, and you could have still put Shrek in there.
No, because to be perfectly honest, the only reason actual F is in there is because I needed something to fill the 30-second spot. There's not a lot of movies that Eddie Murphy has been in.
I will
That-
fill it.
I'm pretty sure you told that to a lot of girls.
And a lot of guys too.
But
I think that's sexy. That's from Big Daddy. Or no, Waterboy, sorry. I see a lot of guys. I see a lot of girls too. All right, go ahead.
So I can appreciate where Shrek would win this, and I think it should win this. However,
No,
if it was going against Daddy Daycare, Shrek would have gotten my vote. If it was going against Trading Places, Shrek would have gotten my vote. If it was going against Dreamgirls, it would have gotten my vote. However, it is going against 1,000 Words, which I have been streamlining through this entire fucking thing. Do you really think that I would vote against 1,000 Words in the last bit of this? No, I'm not. It's 1,000 Words. 1,000 Words deserves the fucking
I've never
win.
even seen it, and it wins.
You
Oh, God.
should.
I've never seen it either, but I
Oh,
couldn't vote for
neither has
Shrek.
she. We're the only two who have actually seen it, and it won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is it's everybody's vote. It's that's how it goes. It's the way she goes. Ray from Trailer Park Boys.
1,000 Words gets first place. Shrek gets second. Of course, Nutty Professor gets third. That is our show this week, guys. Mike, where can people find you?
You can find me not in my bathroom, So I will be going on tour. I will be in Africa soon. I'll be in Algiers, Algeria, Cairo, Alexandria, going down to Cape Town, over to Madagascar in India, Bombay, New Delhi. And then I'll be climbing Mount Everest by the end of the month, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, you can find me at Mount Everest.
You can find Kevin at.
You can find me in the official Mod Squad Network community or on Back to the Retro Review community on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram at Back to the Retro Review, one word.
You can find Kaya at.
You can find me at YouTube, TikTok. You can find me in those places. I am about to stream as well, so I'm doing all this talking right now, and my voice is not going to get a break. And probably going to go drinking later too. So,
Hey, you have 7 minutes before the show starts, so chill out.
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Hey, I actually already have been having it on a window, waiting for me.
You can find Sharon at.
Viking.diaries on Instagram and Threads. The show is called The Viking Diaries Out Loud on Rich Mix Radio, which is part of the Live 365 platform. And I'm also Viking Diaries on Stationhead, where I have a show on Wednesdays and Sunday.
And of course, I am your host, Freddie Fisher. You can find me at that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracketology and Bracket Bastards. On Bracketology, we have 2 different polls going up currently. It is the Dirty Destinations. Mike. What the fuck?
We talked about Mike Myers. I guess he was saying "get in my belly."
I was going to say that. That's why. Okay.
Nair is not a sponsor, but we could probably use it right now.
Oh, that's great.
On Bracketology right now, we have 2 different polls going on right now. We have the Dirty Destinations bracket in round 2, and we also, which is where we found 30-ish different towns from across the U.S. that have dirty sounding names, like Dick, Michigan, which I did find out is a ghost town. Nobody actually lives in Dick.
Been there. Through there at least.
Yeah, you've been through Dick.
You know it.
Mm-hmm. Coming to Iowa is a good one on there too, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we will be doing that on Bracket Bastards eventually, because I guarantee you perverts on here are going to have a shit ton of fun with that. And of course, on Bracket Bastards as well, you can find all the stuff that goes on this show and stuff coming up, as well as scheduling. If you want to be a guest on this show, go ahead and contact me as well, and we can figure out something else. On Twitter, I'm at Fisher777. We're all at Bracket Bastards. And on Instagram, you can find me at Can't Lick Me. Not one word. As always, I try to end the show with a quote. Getting back to that, next week we'll be going back to the Disney side of the board, and we are talking about Disney sidekicks. So Eddie Murphy will be making a re-debut with his Mulan character as Mushu. As I said before, talking about Eddie Murphy, I tried to add a quote at the end of every show regarding whatever we're talking about. This is an Eddie Murphy quote. It comes from our not winner, Shrek. From Donkey, it says, "Blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. Man, this would be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind." That is our show this week, guys. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
All right.